2025 하이델 연회에 오신 모험가 여러분, 그리고 온라인으로 방송을 보고 계신 모험가 여러분, 반갑습니다. 오늘 하이델 연회 진행을 맡은 허준입니다. 제가 참 오랜 동안 연회 진행을 맡고 있는데요. 올해는 특별히 대전이라는 곳에서 하이델 연회가 펼쳐지고 있습니다. 대전 하면은 아시는 분들은 당연히 아시겠지만
Hello everyone, welcome to the Heidel Ball this year. I am GM Vaha now.
GM Vaha.
Forgot that we made the switch.
I'm the
And
GM.
joining me, yeah, of course, is always going to be GM Ash here.
Here again.
And yeah, it's been a long journey so far, and you know, we've had some pretty big news lately with the launch of our new native version.
Yep, next gen is here. We spent a long time coming, and we're glad to finally have it for all our adventures here on Xbox Series S, X, and also PlayStation 5.
Yeah. So we want to thank everyone for joining us today to, you know, watch this nice little celebration.
Oh yeah.
Heidel Ball. It's a great time every year that we get to share some announcements with everyone. Some, you know, exciting things we have in the show for everyone today. So
Oh yeah.
can't wait to, you know, jump into things and find out what's coming out.
I mean, I got the script right here, and it's looking pretty nice.
It's a little packed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to throw up the main display with our lovely MC.
Oh yes.
재성님 그리고 완수님입니다.
Yeah, just really quickly introducing our
Two MCs here, both Jasak-님
Yep.
and Wansu-님.
엄청난 열기입니다. 예, 인사 부탁드립니다.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 저는 검은사막 스튜디오에서 라이브 속이스
It's gonna be a lot of cool things being shown here, and we can see Wansu here, kind of, you know,
Yeah.
giving his introduction to our stream
네,
here.
안녕하세요. 검은 사막 게임디아인실 실장 양완수입니다. 잘 부탁드립니다.
두 분
Wansu.
반갑습니다. 오늘 모험가님들께서 상당히 기대가 많으신 것 같은데 반년 동안 어떻게 지내셨습니까?
네, 저는 아프지 않고 건강하게 잘 지냈습니다.
네. 아프지 않기 위해서 이 다이어트 주사를 맞고 있다는 소식을.
네, 열심히 하고 있는데 잘 안 되네요.
그만큼 열심히 일하고 계신다라고 믿겠습니다. 원생님도 잘 계셨습니까?
네, 저도 지난 겨울 발표 이후에 이번 하이델 연회 준비 위해 열심히 달려왔습니다.
근데 사실 연회가 굉장히 특별한 장소 대전에서.
And here they're really just going over how you know, every year they try to have this event at a very nice place. So I think this time we are in Daejeon, if I am correct.
Yeah, Daejeon, I think it's famous for their bakery stuff, actually. Yeah,
It's called the bread something?
bread capital. I think bread capital of the world. Or
Bread
something.
capital of the world. Okay.
I'm just giving that a title right now, bestowing it.
그래서
upon them.
그런지
Nice,
우리
nice.
재성님의
Very generous,
그
you know.
뜻을 여러분들이
Yeah,
많이
but I
느끼셔서
think they
오늘
also had
분위기가
a
굉장히
performance
좋습니다.
earlier from one of the more up and coming Korean beatbox artists. I think his
웅장한
name is
영상으로 저희가
Dopamine.
시작을
At
했습니다.
least, so yeah.
Seen some of his stuff on YouTube and TikTok. It's pretty cool. So I think we will be posting it on our YouTube.
네, 에다니아 맞고요.
Maybe later, if like
본격적으로 소개해
I don't know if it's gonna be on our YouTube, but they should have the live performance
드디어
uploaded there
에다니아입니다,
sometime.
여러분.
Be kind of cool to check that out as well.
이번 여름에 바로 업데이트가 되는 거죠.
and it's coming
네,
in
이번
some
여름에
time.
업데이트 되고요. 또 저희
I know
검은사막
you're probably
스튜디오
wondering as well
이번
too.
열심히
Edania
준비했으니까
console,
많은 기대
when's it coming out? We knew next gen's come as, you know, first just recently launched on Xbox Series S, X, and also PS5. Our goal right now is to also first the first few weeks to monitor performance and stability. Of course, we had some issues recently. We'll go more in details about that, but we're also aiming to kind of, I would say, match parity between PC and console, so we can try to make sure all the content that comes out together. So right now we're kind of bringing Ulukida and Edania, which will be following us on July 10th, and then from there on we have some other news to bring towards you about
Pretty
future
exciting.
content. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that more later on.
We've got so much coming up in the next few months for sure. So I'm excited to have everyone jump into the content that, you know, everyone's been waiting for so long.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of our console adventurers are like super prepared to just jump into these new contents, especially like Udokita. A lot of people are probably sitting on like a mountain of cron stones, maybe
Oh yeah.
a few 100,000 just waiting to tap those boots.
Yeah, and a lot of
So-
people are asking about, I want some more black magic crystals. Well,
Yeah.
that place is perfect for that.
Ulukita
Actually.
is the hub.
Yeah, the hub
gold
for that.
mine
Yeah.
for BMCs and stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, your cries have been heard,
사실
and you will be answered.
지금까지는
Yeah.
검은 사막의 신규 지역 뭐 아침의 나라도 그렇고요. 신규 모험가님들도 얼마든지 즐길 수 있는 분위기였었는데 좋습니다. 뭐 이야기는 한번 들어보면 되니까. 그런데
Yeah. So here
고대인의
we're basically going over some of the basically where the journey began for all our adventures. Looking back on the ancient stone chamber and really having a focus on more or less kind of recreating the starting experience for a lot of our adventures, because that's the main point of playing an MMO, right? You want to get hooked immediately, and with a game like Black Desert, it's quite daunting at the beginning of the game. There's so much going on. You log in and it's just like you're getting bombarded by all the visual stimulus. So
all the overloads.
yeah, so we're really focusing on making the early game journey much more streamlined for people, and cutting out all the noise that will distract you in your early journey. Really nice implementations for a lot of the adventures that I know that will be joining us for this new launch. So really nice.
그거요. 네, 신캐에 대한 이야기가
Joking really quickly
사실은
about
신캐가 맞나 싶을
been some rumors
정도로
going
많은
around
분들이
about a new
확정을
class
짓고 있는 것
release.
같다는 생각이 좀
I don't know.
Wonder what that could be.
신규
We'll
캐릭터 있습니다.
find out soon enough.
작년
I'm sure.
겨울에는
Yeah.
데드아와 함께 저도 신규 캐릭터로 여러분에게 인사를 드렸었는데요. 예.
Yeah, and here they're just joking really quickly because last year I believe Wansu was announced to be
작년에 생각해 보니까
newest
완수님이
class
신캐로
coming
나와서
out,
임무
following
완수해야
Deadeye.
돼요, 막 이런 얘기 많이 했었는데
We've yet to
저도
see a
6개월
playable
지났으니까
version of him yet.
국회
But-
완수님께서 오늘 또 어떠한
Yeah.
이야기를 준비해
That's really
주셨을지
OP, yeah.
기대가
Probably
많습니다.
Oh, I
More
imagine so.
Some spec
두 분의
checks right
발표
there, around
굉장히
one hitting everyone. That'd be kind of
많은
insane
내용을
right
담고
there, wouldn't
있거든요.
it?
He's
큰 박수와 함께 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다.
wearing the GM gear. But yeah, we should have some pretty exciting announcements. I don't want to spoil
자.
too much
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of
이제
maybe class
본격적인
announcements,
시작을 해봐야 될
but
텐데요.
yeah, keep your eyes peeled
좀
for
전에
that.
재성님께서 말씀해주신 대로 오늘의 연애는 모험가님들이 이 검은 사막에서의 여정을 어떻게 진행할 것인가, 이 순차적인 스토리를 담았다고 합니다. 고대인의 석실에서부터 에다니아까지 크게 4가지 챕터로 구성이 되어 있는데요. 각각의
And here we go.
챕터마다 테마가
I'm gonna
있습니다.
jump into
자, 그러면
the
첫
first
번째
chapter
챕터부터 만나보시죠.
basically a little bit more about what we basically just mentioned with
Yeah.
having a higher focus on the early game experience. So we're going to jump into a lot of the stuff that's going to be changed for our
시작을 해보려고 하는데요.
beginner adventures.
Yeah.
It's going to be some stuff that really makes things a lot easier for people to jump into. And some of these changes are also going to be good for our veteran adventures as well.
Yeah, a bit of extra guidance because it doesn't hurt anyone, right?
Yeah, of course.
중요하게 생각하고 있습니다. 그래서 여러 혜택을 제공하고 또 그 효과도 꾸준히 분석을 하고 있는데요. 올해 들어서 좀 특이한 패턴이 하나 있었어요. 이 적응에 성공하신 분들은 정말 빠르게 쭉쭉 올라오는데 처음부터 좀 적응을 어려워하시는 분들도 여전히 많았다는 겁니다. 극단적으로 좀 갈리는 흐름이 생긴 건데요. 그래서 지금부터는 이 게임 시작부터 이 성장의 전반을 돌아보고 부족하거나 좀 헷갈리는 부분들을 개선하는 데 좀 집중해보고자 합니다.
Subtitles went out for a second here,
그래서 그 첫
but
걸음으로 UI 개선부터
basically just
오늘 이야기를
kind of introducing
시작해보겠습니다.
how with
신규
MMOs in
모험가
general,
분들께서
not just Black
저희
Desert,
가장 많이 좀 힘들다고
some
했던
people take
피드백
things
중
at different
하나가
paces. Some people catch on
뭐가
really
더
quickly.
많이
They
이런
learn like
내용이었어요.
extremely quickly. They
저희
can
이제
pick things
화면
up.
상단
But
보면은
you want to have
강화나
time
뭐
for
아이템
everyone
획득
to
같은 좀
really
알림들이
ease into the game
되게 쉽지 않고
at their
많이
own
뜨기
pace.
때문에
Yeah.
혼란을
So a
주는
lot of
상황들이
these changes will
많았고
be focused
월드
on making that
웹 월드넷
experience
같은 거 열면
as fluid as
되게
possible for
수많은
everyone.
아이콘들 되게 많이 있어가지고
Um,
한꺼번에
So
너무
as you
많은
can see,
것들이 보이다
he's
보니까
mentioning
이걸
that
되게
there's going to be
좀
something
어려워하시는 그런
related to the
부분들이
map. We're going to have a
있었습니다.
lot of UI
기능은 되게 많은데
integrations
이걸
for
어떻게
people.
활용하지?
I know
Oh,
that
yeah.
좀 알기
everyone has been
어려웠는데요.
harping about.
I mean,
그래서 가장 먼저 이 상단 메시지 알림부터
I mean, we'll
개선이
also
됩니다.
console
핵심은
next
이제
gen here.
필요한
We're also trying to
알림하고
figure out ways
불필요한
to also
알림을
improve console
명확하게
UI. So
구분해서
if you have any feedback, for sure, please send it our way. We're trying to make sure we can get this experience to you guys in a better way that's more comprehensive for you to understand. So definitely gives you feedback about the UI and how you want the things to be improved.
Yeah, and we do see your feedback. We have a lot of adventurers leaving some, some of their thoughts in the suggestion channel on our official Discord, and of course that's a great place for you to drop your suggestions, your thoughts. Other adventurers can hop on there and then either agree with you or disagree with you via the upvoting or downvoting function. And yeah, we do our best to look through all of that and patch it through to our developers to make sure it comes to our version of the game. And yeah, especially with new gen right now, so it's gonna be smooth sailing, I hope, from this point on, and we can get a lot of these updates ironed out for everyone.
Yeah, as you can see here, it's talking about notifications, how it's been really cluttering where you're trying to do your life skill, you see it pop up constantly over and over again, or your guildies are sitting there, enhancing Tavala gear, like, oh, I'm seeing my friend hit Tavala gear for the 10th time. It's great.
Hey, it's an achievement,
Yeah, it is, but
got pride Tavala, it's huge, man.
We heard you, say it's too much, so we're making things a bit more simplified for you guys to make sure we can tone those down a bit, so you can kind of focus on your gameplay, not seeing a bunch of UI pop up constantly, so you're like, whoa, I'm getting overloaded right now. So it's good.
And this has definitely been one of the most prevalent things with a lot of the adventurers who are starting out in the game. They just, like I said, right, they'll log in and you just like bombarded with a whole bunch of failure. Success, failure, success, and it's like, I have no idea what that means anyways. They won't want to see that on their screen while they're trying to get into the game, so
definitely not.
Definitely nice.
He's talking more of the UI for world map and also like the character screen UI as well.
Yeah, so this is basically just going to be a function that kind of allows for you to keep track of where all your various characters are on, the world map. We've got such an expansive world now that, it's, sometimes hard to see exactly where all your characters are, especially if you keep up with like all the seasons and stuff like that. You're definitely going to be up there with like, I don't know how many characters you have right now, GMAsh, but I think maybe at this point like 27-ish around there.
About like I think 17, 15 characters.
Yeah, so
like my warrior character. But as you can see on the screen here, you can see like energy and philosophy. It gives you more information too.
Exactly.
And, if you have all your boss salts, you now know, hey, are they in the right spot? Or hey, I want to move my character to a new spot. I want to be able to see my character where they're at now. Maybe you haven't logged in for a couple times or a couple weeks or so. You don't know where your character's at. Now you know.
Yeah, just really streamlining the whole system so you know exactly where your characters are, whether it be a boss art or just maybe like a storage character. I know that I have one sitting in Velia just holding all my stuff, and of course, as you can see with all the energies displayed as well.
Yep, again, it's another feature that's going to help you get more information about all your characters and making things a bit easier for you to do rather than having to kind of like jump in and out and see where you are. Jumping to character A, then B, C, and D and say, are you in the right spot? You can see on the map right then and there for you. So this feature, of course, will definitely make its way to console. We will have more information about the dates, on our notices and social media. So definitely keep track of that there. And yeah.
Yep, definitely going to be a huge help. Yeah, and he's really quickly just setting a quick navigation from one of the characters as he has over here. Looks like it's going to be an Ukita, so he wants to send him all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this function is going to be super, super useful for people who just want to have the ease of access to move a character while they're, doing something else. Maybe you're grinding, you don't want to switch characters.
Like training my horses, man. I'm training my horse, AFK riding, move my character to the next boss battle.
Yeah, I know this is going to be very useful for me, especially since, sometimes you'll have like an ult, like a life skill ult. I have like a low shot that I like doing training on, so sometimes I like to move her to different places. But yeah, I don't want to swap off my character to do that. So now that you have this function, it'll be really nice to just really quickly, navigate to say, different hotspots for catching horses and just go about my business.
앞서 가문 캐릭터 관리하는 과정에서 저희가 이제 줌 인 아웃 기능을 통해서 그룹화하는 기능을 또 만든 김에 월드맵에서 가장 복잡하다고 느꼈던 지식 아이콘들도 한번 정리하려고 했습니다.
Yeah, and here Wansu is really quickly talking about how building a more like, as you can see with the map here, this was a way for when you find a new region or you're introduced to a new place, there's just be like tons of question marks for knowledge that you can gain from different NPCs and different things that you can interact with in the new region. We're just streamlining everything, so now that you'll have a nice UI at the top for your searches, whether it's under the different categories like monsters or NPCs, and as you can see, a lot of the UI has been cleaned up, so it's not just like a a mess of a little question mark all over the place. You kind of have more of a nicer UI to view a lot of the things.
More consolidated for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. It looks really nice, and I'm excited to see that.
I mean, clear UI, I love that.
Yeah.
I like you that.
It's much more of a minimalist approach to things.
Of course.
Yeah, versus what we used to have. Yeah, it looks really clean. Like it.
Yeah, as he's saying, the overall goal is to make things more user-friendly, so you're not overloaded. You don't want to walk in and just like, oh, what's all this mean? Now you can kind of get an idea. Okay, all this thing refers to your knowledge or things that I may be my key points in the game. So,
yep. So this is also going to be very, very good for not only new adventurers, but of course for veteran adventurers as myself. I feel like whenever you're playing, there's going to be so many events that are going around that you have a hard time keeping up with everything. Like, oh man, is this event going to end this week? Is it ending next week? Did I do today's daily for it or something like that? So now we have integrated UI for just tracking all the events that are active right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be super helpful, just to see what's going on in the game, get involved with a lot of the events, so you don't lose out on some of them gains. Some of the events that we've been having lately on console have been super juiced, so you definitely don't want to miss out on any of those.
Exactly. I mean, I know people are saying, always ask me, hey, when's this event end? I'm like, I haven't noticed about this. But now, no longer will you be asking me this question. You now go in-game.
We're gaming on console. You don't want me to pull up a browser to check the event list? Come on now.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, we have this, so it's going to be a lot easier to just, have the information on hand.
Exactly, yeah. You see everything by the glance now.
And right now, sorry, really quickly, just going into the next topic here, we have a consolidated buff list for, I believe it's about 33 unique buffs that it can track, so you'll be able to see everything via your My Info page. It should be shown there with everything that you need to know in terms of like what you have for life skill boost or combat boost. Really nice. I know that a lot of adventurers have been asking for a better way to see everything, because sometimes a lot of that stuff is lost in translation, especially with the old My Info page. Yeah, you could see all your buffs there, but it was kind of not the most intuitive.
Yeah, it's gotta look through everything. It's just a bit more easy for you to see. So
yeah, so this cleaning up the UI once again, making things a lot easier to see, so you can really easily see what kind of buffs you have going on.
다음은 강화창 UI 개선입니다. 이번 강화창 UI는 핵심은 크게 두 가지.
Nice. And here we have a pretty big one for people who are chronic hoarders.
Yeah.
I know that myself especially, I like to use like it's kind of like an older method, I guess, a legacy method to fail stack with like Red Blast and stuff like that. So I would just have like an inventory full of like Advice of Valks, and it was kind of a pain to organize them, because they could have literally Advice of Valks 1, 2, 3, right, and you can just go all the way down. So we're going to be introducing a new UI that basically consolidates all your Advice of Valks and enhancement items into one page. Really nice for saving some space. Also, of course, ease of access. You don't have to remember, oh, where did I leave my stacks on? I don't know which character is on. So super nice.
Oh, sorry. Especially for me, like when I have my Advice of Valks, I have it on one character. I have it organized from like 250 down to the lowest one.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of my inventory and pro inventory. And I'm like, I'm running out of inventory now. But now with this, it consolidates everything into one special inventory for me.
Yeah.
And that makes it where I have a lot more inventory space for my pro inventory, so I can add more furniture things that may keep on away, or things like that. Pretty much at nature. So
yeah, it also is a big buff for our chronic, costume hoarders.
Oh yes.
Although there will be a change introduced later on in the program, I won't spoil it. But for you people out there who are really into collecting every single piece of outfit or like costumes, we also have integration introduced a little bit later on for that, and we're just going more into the details of the UI change for the enhancement window. Looks pretty clean actually. I kind of like the new look.
Everything is right there for you too.
Exactly.
So you just click on the advice about you want to use and then go straight into it.
Yeah, and I think especially for console gamers as well, this is going to be a really nice change because I don't know about you, Ash, but just going through the enhancement window back to the inventory, just a click item, pull it back in, and then move all the way over to the enhancement and hit it like that. It did feel a little bit clunky, so now having a dedicated window with just everything you need at your disposal, it's really nice and it looks clean, looks awesome. And here he's really quickly mentioning a quick change, more or less quality of life to, just if you have the required amount of cron stones, it'll always, automatically select it for you to use, so you won't have any situations where, you might tap something without having cron stones on.
I've seen it before, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't want to admit it. It's a little bit of egg on my face, but it actually happened to me a week or so back where I was a little bit too sleepy, and I did downgrade my Charizard accessory by putting in there without crons. Just forgot.
No.
I was like, I think it went, but why is the number smaller? And I realized that.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Right now he's going through to Vaha. Before it was a bit difficult, going 1, 2, and 3. You may fail during that 1 to 3 part, next or prior to try part, and the next thing it just goes poof. Well, now up until try, it's safe, so you can keep enhancing, try, duo, try, and no worries about it being destroyed. But after that, you may want to kind of look into protections or just keep forcing it through until you eventually get it.
Yeah. And off that, of course, more new player support. This is a really big one because I think after you finish seasons and you're just about wrapping things up, you're kind of thinking what is the next step, right? You're thinking about like, okay, now that I finish seasons and I have all my Tuvala gear, what's the next step in terms of gear progression? And I think they did run the numbers, and it seemed like the amount of silver that you were getting from your journey from the start of season till the end of it was not the most. I think maybe it was around 400 mil to around 1 billion. Really kind of like a drop in the ocean when you think about progression in Black Desert. So now that we have this basically new adventure support, we're going to be having some goals for adventurers to hit, and once you hit those goals you will be able to redeem 10 billion silver, and that should set you on the right path.
Across all the quests that you're doing, you'll get total about 10 billion silver. So hey, it's a bit of nice pocket change for me. Like that.
Oh, it's more than pocket change.
Oh yes, you can.
That's a big wad of cash right there.
Exactly. You can buy your next treasure piece, or you can buy a bunch of other gear.
Oh yeah, it's true. If you fancy yourself one of the infinite potion pieces and you don't really want to go grind it, there you go. You basically have one piece right there.
Yeah.
You can start using it.
Infinite health pot. It's pretty good.
많은 분들께서 그동안 계속 요청을 해주셨던 기능 중 하나인데요. 황해도 파티 검은 사당에서 토벌의 수를 모두 소진했더라도
going over like Black Shrine participation, and how there are some better members out there who are very good and they want to help their friends, but unfortunately it wasn't really a way to kind of do that. More I guess intuitive, right?
Yeah.
Now they're adding a feature that's going to make it a bit easier and much make it where you can actually do that, help your friends out with the Black Shrine party bosses. Of course, this is content that we don't have currently, but we will definitely include that in console as we again aim for parity between PC and console. So all that content that you see here and previous Heidel Balls, Daejeon Balls, they're coming our way.
We have the technology now, Ash.
Yes, we have technology.
We have the technology for real this time.
And we had to write this patch notes. Man, Grana. Save me.
It'll be fun though. I mean, like especially with something like this, we really want to bring the party Black Shrine bosses to everybody. It's a great time. I don't know if you tried them a little bit on the PC version yourself, but those bosses are actually really, really tough, especially for like a group setting. you know, you could really test the skills on of everyone in the party, and now it's just better integration for everyone to, you know, help someone out. You know?
Yeah, and we also have some adventures on console, the ones you interview that are like the first to beat Imugi, like those high-ranking adventures that destroyed those Black Shrine bosses here.
Yeah,
they're gonna be the ace here, so you may want them on your team to help you when these do
definitely. Yeah, and
and
here again, we're just going through all the things that have been introduced in this first chapter of Heidel Ball. Yeah, just a little bit of like a roadmap for when the updates will hit. Of course, for console specifically, some of these dates might be you know, TBD,
Yeah.
as some of the contents we don't exactly have yet, but of course we're doing our best to make sure the game is stable for everyone to enjoy first, and then after we ensure that everyone has you know, the same level of fidelity with their gameplay, we will, you know, crank out these contents as soon as we can. So again, with the party boss thing, we want to get that out as soon as possible for everyone to enjoy.
초보자 전용 공간으로 좀 리뉴얼을 할 계획이 있습니다. 이름은 올비아 학교.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. So now we are breaking into on the same topic, and you know, with the same theme of bringing new adventures in as simply as possible, making their experience as streamlined as possible. We're turning Ovia into how would you call it? I don't want to say daycare center because that's
I think more of like an academic, like,
okay, yeah.
Because you know we go with the Black Desert Academy kind of like thematic now. So
yes,
maybe
yes.
they're going to turn Olbi into like this massive academy for all the adventurers to kind of start their way in learning, and then they graduate from the academy to the big world of seasons or etc. So pretty good.
Basically, we're going to be revamping the Ovia region, not the whole region, but the town itself is going to go through a series of many big changes, a lot of remodeling to do. Basically, just turning it into a place where new adventurers can really, you know, find their bindings, you know, to find their grips with the game. There's going to be lots of things that people can try. Like I believe that there's going to be like fighting different type of enemies and teaching about like different mechanics. Of course, like the combat system in Black Desert is so in depth and
yeah,
intricate,
a lot of things you can learn about from Super Armor Frontal Guard,
exactly,
etc.
Yeah, so should be pretty cool. Main thing here is if you do have that nostalgia with Ovia, be sure to visit it before it is completely bulldozed and changed into this nice facility that we'll be having in the future.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be on the scale of like Pork Rat, pretty much how it became Dynamorian Light, but not like a different region, so different like layout, of course.
It'll just be a hub. It'll be a nice hub for people to, you know, train a lot of the things that are prevalent in Black Desert, a lot of the concepts and fundamentals.
Now moving on to chapter 2 now.
Yes, yes.
It's kind of more of like the chapter where we kind of, those who are more familiar with the game world or getting you more familiar with the game world here. So we go on to kind of like these little QL situations that will also benefit you for those who are, you know, more so, I guess, veteran adventurers. It will also help you if you're still new, of course.
Yeah.
It's more so leaning towards those who are veterans, etc.
So the first thing on the docket here is going to be the all-in-one preset. I know that people have been asking for this as well. We do our best to include this with a lot of the new systems that we have. You know, just for example, the artifact system. Now we have like the preset with everyone's like artifacts. You can make your own combos, obviously save your own presets. But this is going to be way more streamlined. It's going to be for all types of content. So, you know, if you're going to hop into RBF for a quick match of PvP, but you were grinding for like 4 hours beforehand, easy, go into the UI, click your PvP preset, and you're good to go. Right now, we're showing off some of the UI that is going to be for Arena Solar in particular. Of course, we don't have this content yet on console, but you know,
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. So this will also be prevalent for that as well too. Node War as well, of course. You got all your Node War crystals as well as gear that you'd like to bring along. It's all going to be there. So really nice quality of life change for all adventurers. I believe Jesok right now is talking about the Caroline buff. How do you know Node War is about to start?
Yes.
When you see 4 million people huddled up in Heidel, swarming Carolyn for that 30-minute crit buff. So basically, we've just decided that to simplify things going forth, it's a nice buff for sure, but the hassle of making it, it more or less feels like mandatory to get that buff before any of your engagements. So we've decided that we're going to move forth with removing the buff, so you know, it just won't be so congested in that room anymore. Of course, there's going to be a lot more ways to buff up your character through other ways as well, but you know, it's just going to be a little bit different now because you won't have to go there every single time.
Yeah, but who needs us when you have the thumbs? You got thumbs?
Hey, if you got the controls, you know, you could just fight with your fist, right? Just take the weapons off.
Exactly, yeah. Put the weapons away and let's go. Fisticuffs.
Yeah, but just really quickly, just showing more of like the UI off. It's basically going to be integrated to all the activities in Black Desert, so look for that in the future. We don't exactly have a release date for all the presets, of course. We'll work on getting everything to you all as you know, it fits the content that we have and the content that we are releasing in the near future. So yeah. Now we are moving into the adventure logs.
Oh yes.
One of my most hated activities to participate in.
What, you don't like doing quests for Bartali?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if I call them quests or punishments or I don't know, but yeah. Basically, what Jessak is saying here is that we're gonna be releasing cool, you know, colored titles for people who complete some of the various adventure logs that we have in the game right now. Basically, going to be consolidating all the, you know, like you have all these adventure logs, and some of them are, I mean, for lack of a better word, if you're playing seriously, it's mandatory. Like I have to do this adventure log because it gives me 1 AP and 1 DP. It's not a, you know, it's not a negotiation. So basically, we're going to be streamlining it and making it so that the adventure logs will all have the stat boost come from the Bartali's one, and then the other ones will just be subsequent. You know, if you're like an achievement hunter or you're a completionist, go ahead and then you'll earn some nice titles with them.
This means that we get to now learn more about Igor Bartali's story because you got to do it now. And Igor Bartali is
wonderful.
The man. I love that guy. He's my grandpa.
그 이후에도 또 새로운 블랙스는 좀 추가돼가지고 좀 아쉬웠던 부분들이 있었잖아요.
Yeah, and I think we kind of missed it while we were talking about the adventure logs, but he also did mention that sometimes the quest UI can be a little bit, it's also a little bit daunting too because you just have so many categories and some of them have like 200 quests with them. So we're going to make it easier for adventurers to see the more important quests, such as you know, unlocking the campsite or having tier 5 pets, or making sure that that information and that quest is going to be readily available. So when you're hopping into, you know, the early steps of, you know, Black Desert, you'll have access to a lot of those things.
네, 다음 소식은요. 이제 재배 씨앗 가방이 추가가
This is a big one.
Oh yes, I am a farmer. I farm, well, thanks to the integration where we have life skills across all characters, and I can farm my any character, but I used to use my warrior all the time. And one thing, seeds, taking up my entire inventory. Like,
yeah,
oh my goodness.
I think someone asked about this explicitly. It was either the last Calpheon Ball or Heidel Ball last year, but they were asking, I feel like every year someone asks this, where if we'll have any sort of system to address the seed problem, where your inventory just gets flooded with magical seeds or you know, any type of seed that you might be holding on to. So yeah, we're introducing something called Cloud's Old Moon Seed Pouch. It comes with 50 slots for everyone to take advantage of. The thing about this though is that you will not be able to plant the seed directly from the pouch itself, but it's a intermission solution to the seed problem.
Yeah.
And so you'll have this inventory to throw your seeds in, so you won't have to clutter your life skills inventory with a whole bunch of them while waiting for your already planted seeds to mature to get harvested. So really nice.
Definitely a nice feature. I mean, this helps me with my crazy amount of seeds that I either store in another storage through my Magnus storage, or in some cases sell it because there's like too much inventory at this point.
Yeah, the next topic that we're moving on to here is going to be accessing energy on all your characters. Of course, we do have some of these integrations in our game already, being able to invest in nodes from anywhere in the world, or being able to hire workers using the energy that you have available to you from your characters on your roster.
It's similar to how we can invest the energy right now in each nodes, just from your character, just from the world map. So similar to that in a sense there.
Yeah.
But now, instead of logging into each character, I can do it from like one screen. Which is great.
Super nice.
캐릭터 기운을 소모할 수 있도록 준비하고 있습니다. 무언가 여러분의 불편함을 최대한 덜어드릴 수 있도록 계속 노력하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네, 다음은 이제 계속 보이시는 화면. 네, 아마 생활을 주로 즐기시는 분들이 보시면 바로 아실 것 같은데요. 바로 은자수 생활복입니다. 은자수 생활복은 약 8년 전에 이제 생활을 즐기는데
next up here, once who's really quickly going over some of the, I guess, so silver embroidered life skill clothes have been a thing in Black Desert since the start of things. This used to be your go-to set of equipment for life skilling. I love seeing when people just like to flex like their +5 like fisherman's clothing or something like that.
Exactly.
But with the recent times, they've kind of fallen a little bit out of favor with a lot of the new Manos gears and tools that have come out in recent times. So we decided that moving forth, we're probably just gonna stick with that system, since Manos gear is basically where we want to push everyone towards. It is the premier life skill set for all your life skills. So what we're doing is going to be removing the old silver embroidered clothes, and of course you may be wondering what happens to the clothes that you've put so much effort into making. You will be refunded with some
silver, maybe some dawn crystals.
Exactly.
We have more details about exactly how much you're going to be getting for each different like level of your silver embroidery. But as you can see on the screen here, we'll be giving you that compensation back for those being removed there.
Yep.
So.
And it should be pretty nice for people who invested pretty heavily into those clothings, especially if you get the dawn crystal out of it. It's pretty nice as well. One key note here is for trading clothes and also the farmer silver embroidered clothes, those will remain, but everything else is going to be phased out. So, yeah.
Well, trader and farmer clothes, I do have them, so I will definitely appreciate having them still.
Yeah.
For a time being, at least. You never know. The future is always changing. I guess we just missed it a bit here, but he's also mentioning about the processing improvements and increasing the success rate of that as well. So
very nice.
For all you guys and girls out there in the storage hammering away for your processing, don't worry, it's improving for you now, so you can level up even better.
So catching up here, really big topic here. As you can see, we have this mess on our screen here, which is probably looks a lot like some of our adventures, Pearl's inventories out there.
I think it looks like my inventory, actually.
Ash with his 50, probably even more warrior costumes in there, just stacking up.
I mean, yeah.
See, now personally, I like to keep things pretty minimal, so I usually just have like 1 or 2 outfits that I like the most. But of course, we're going to find a way to help out those adventurers that do like to just collect a whole bunch of costumes. And yeah, we used to have the Patrigio's apparel bag for adventures in the past to, at least throw a set of costumes into the same bag to, use and wear whenever they want.
But with this now, it increases the Pearl inventory pretty much about 200 slots there.
Yep, this is huge.
At least for your costumes. So, yeah, that's very good for me actually.
So this is going to be called the Merv's carry-on bag, which basically acts like a makeshift closet, you know, portable closet that you can take around with you that will function kind of like a storage for you to, you know, toss in any of the outfits that you have on your character. So it's no longer just gonna sit in your Pearl inventory and just have it like completely cluttered up.
Yeah.
Especially, I know that thumbing through every single one of those costumes to pick out the one that you want to use might not be the most fun. So now with this function, it should be pretty nice to access your various fits. Yeah, super nice.
Yeah, that's just what we see on chat here. Let Me Rock said, crazy you need drip while smacking folks. Of course, you know, I gotta look really good when I flex on people, you know. I'm a warrior running out there with my nice berserk outfit. Like, yes, establishing dominance here. Battlefield.
이게 의상 점유 슬롯에 문제가 좀 엮여 있어가지고 삭제가 좀 불가피했던 점 여러분의 양해를 좀 부탁드리겠습니다. 대신 이 기존의 파트리
and here he is really quickly letting people know that, of course, if you have a bunch of Patricio apparel bags, there will be compensation given out for this item since it won't exist anymore.
작은 보관함 용도로 계속 사용할 수 있는 점은 참고 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 다음은요. 저희가 9년 동안 좀 함께 해왔던 메이드
For all our RP lovers out there.
Now this is an interesting one.
Yes.
Because personally, you know, being a long-time player myself, I do love going into my residence and seeing just the army of maids and butlers that are just around. You know, you feel kind of important in your house. Like, yes,
the king is back.
Yes. But this is kind of cool because it also does help with optimization and stability for the game as well. We're going to be introducing a system where you are able to customize your, we're calling it, I guess, like a head maid or like a head butler system. So you'll have specific presets that you can make for your butler and maid. So they'll act as the, I guess, 1 out of 3 that will be classified as head maids.
Yeah.
And you know, you can give your butler or maid a unique appearance, customize it however you like, and it'll function exactly like how maid and butlers function in the past, where you'll have, say you have like 20 maids. You'll still have access to the 20 functions or actions that you want to do on your maid. It'll just make it more personalized so that your specific head butler or head maid will show up to perform whatever actions you need and help you out while you're adventuring.
Wait a second, Walter just talked about like when you're in a wagon, the maid will be next to you. And they're also experimenting with AI features so you can talk to the maid. I now have a friend in my dark forest and ash forest. I have a friend with me now.
Wow,
that's
phenomenal. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
right here. You can now enjoy the dark scenery with me.
So a little bit more of RP
yes.
added in. It's pretty cool.
지금까지 이제 주로 개선사항 중심의 이야기를 전해드렸다면 이번에는 좀 새로운 컨텐츠 느낌으로 하나 소개해드리고자 합니다. 바로 과거에 한번 언급됐었던 컨텐츠인 푸른 전장.
I know people have been talking about wanting to see something like this. After they've seen some of the images, you know, on our pages with the naval fleet, it's like, you know, why can't there be an actual naval battle?
Yeah.
And we have pirates in game. They run around destroying everyone. And, you know, if you're AFK fishing, we're gone too. And the Melder has run touch on before as well too. We're now introducing a thing called Blue Battle, and as the name suggests, it sounds a bit like Red Battlefield, but it's more so geared towards in a sense of like a Node War style battle. There's going to be different types of ships that you will have that will perform different types of functions in that battle, from like
kind of like different roles, right?
Yeah. Like the Gallery, the Karak, Pankation, probably butchering that name, sorry guys, and Galleon being different types of ships that will perform those different roles, from like tanking, flagship, bundle damage, combat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
you can see the map here too. This is where it's going to take place in. Of course, people are probably wondering, whoa, see content? Wait a minute. Yes, it's going to be coming to console as well too. Again, we're going to be having more information about that content once we get through our initial content of July 10th being Uekita and Deadeye, and some more content that's coming on the way
for sure.
afterwards. So we'll have you posted on our official notice and also social media about when this comes out on here. But it looks really
pretty
nice.
exciting though. Yeah, I know that, like you said, we do have a lot of sailors on console. Some of them, I would say honestly, most of them are, you know, a little bit on the lower end of karma, just because, you know, you have this really nice bow, you know, it's all ducked out and stuff. You want to test the cannons, you know, you want to see, you know, what they can do. So this is a nice PvP option for our sailors out there and our I guess I'll call them buccaneers who want to, you know, test out their cannons. It'd be really fun for everyone to just hop in there. I believe he said that each guild can send about 20 vessels out.
Yes.
So yeah, pretty cool. I want to see when this comes out how it'll do.
Durgev here, longtime friend. Yos is about to go crazy. Yes, Yos is going to defend all the fishes in the sea now by destroying all of his opponents with his flagship of actual amazing ships. Even cannabis out there as well too.
You know, I think it's kind of interesting because, like I mentioned before, like a lot of the adventurers who are really invested into their ships and stuff, you know, they don't really have an outlet for experiencing a lot of the combat that they have. So, you know, sometimes they tend to be red players just, you know, due to the fact that they have to play like a pirate. But it's very interesting because a lot of the sailors that we have in game are some of the nicest people you ever meet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, these are the same people who are taking adventures out for sailies every day. I know that Liv Leah from the North American server is hosting parties for sailies every single day.
Every day, yes.
It's just the duality of the situation is, you know, the pirate that's like so super scraggy is probably the nicest person you're going to be on the street today.
Of course.
But yeah, this should be really cool. Yeah, so really quickly now, want to just introducing some of the different archetypes that are introduced with this blue battlefield here. I believe that this is not the Panseok. This is the Galleus.
The
Galleon.
Gilgalley.
No, this is the Gilgalley. My bad. But yeah, so I believe that this ship will have like the role of like a wild card, so they can kind of play into many different roles.
Well, the Galley's gonna be the flagship one, and then the Carrack's gonna be focusing more on combat destroying the ships.
You're correct. Yes.
Galley's like the like they're the ones that damage the fort. They're kind of the flagship right here. And the Carrack's gonna be more combat oriented, so you're gonna be out there on the sea blasting those ships coming through. Then the next ship we're going to talk about is Pankoxion, which I'm saying
there you go, acting as a tank.
Tank, yes. This, I guess, the warrior of the combat here, blocking, you know, kind of taking a bullet for your teammates out there, making sure they can stay alive and deal some damage to the enemy team.
Yeah, really cool. So it seems like, especially with this, like I wouldn't call it a Trinity system, but more or less like a structured role system for all these ships. It'd be kind of cool to see this in action.
I feel like it's going like off of the old MMORPG, like the Triforce. Like you have the healing, the tank, and the DPS, right? Well, of course, with that, we're gonna probably add like another role in there to kind of be more of the wild card in that sense.
Yeah,
so
this is the Galleon here.
Galleon right here is gonna be more of the wild card, kind of there to kind of break up the balance there.
I guess this is what you would traditionally call like your flex team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Node War. So yeah, really cool to see all these different type of roles be introduced for the battlefield.
You also mentioned like this has a bit less defense, but more attack damage essentially. So you know, it's exactly what you mentioned, flex team right there, but it's more so of a high risk, high reward situation. Like, you know, if I'm going to risk it with this ship here, you know, maybe I will be able to deal some damage being a flex squad, but maybe I'll also be defeated off the rip. So careful who you choose exactly.
So just now, Jasak also mentioned that we're going to try to implement this to be as accessible as possible. Currently, the plan is to have this run every day of the week, just like normal Node Wars will. obviously, as we move forth with feedback from the community, we'll tweak the schedule to see what works best for everybody. But of course, we'll be skipping Saturday, sorry, because people will be having Siege that day, and of course, you got to show up for Siege, right?
You can't miss Siege.
Yeah, the war bells have rung. You got to show up for Siege.
The Siege are out the guild.
Yeah. So look forward to this. We will have official dates posted for console specifically. You just gotta check the official website. Hopefully we can get this soon. Be kind of cool to hop in. I am kind of a newbie on the seas myself. As you can tell, I couldn't even identify which one was a galley or which one was a galleon.
There's a lot of ships out there, and they're kind of similar in the way it looks. So
yeah, my biggest interaction with sea content is seeing a ship out there and asking them for a ride back home. But yeah, this is super cool for people to get involved with.
Let's go over some of the rewards for some plus and the gold bar, sea crystals, and other items coming soon.
Yeah.
네, 전체적으로 좀 정리를 한 번 더 해드리면
This is pretty cool. We're kind of expanding like combat, you know. Combat generally has been between Siege, Node War, and Open World. Now we have naval combat. We had naval combat, but it was more so just off the rip, unorganized.
Very organic.
Yeah, just organic.
Guerrilla warfare type of.
Now it's like, hey, I want to have some maybe more constructed combat on naval.
Yeah, the structured mode for it definitely is welcome. So I'm excited for a lot of our sea-focused adventures out there to finally get some content that they can jump into. Yep, and then again, just really quickly showing a rough roadmap of a lot of the contents that were introduced in Chapter 2. Of course, we'll have a little bit of a variance in the scheduling for console. We may have a little bit of delay to some of these systems, especially like the Blue Battlefield, right? We have so many other things that we're going to be adding in the near future.
Oh yeah.
So something like this will probably come. You know, I don't think it'll be too long, I hope. But of course, we'll keep you guys posted. Just keep your eyes peeled for that.
기온 활용하는 내용, 그리고 시약 가방, 의상 가방처럼 편의성 개선도 굉장히 많았고요. 신규 컨텐츠 내용까지도 소개를 해주셨습니다. 자, 적응의 단계가
Just kind of going over
있다면
it again, like overview what we just talked about here. So
에다니아로 나아가고 있거든요. 잘 기억하시고 다음은 어떤 내용일지 본격적인 내용들 나올 것 같습니다. 다음 챕터 가보시죠.
All right, and here we are moving on to the next chapter.
네, 이번 주제는 사막을 너머인데요. 이제 월드에 다 적응하시고 검은 사막에 대해서
So now we're easing into the announcements that we have for our established adventurers. A lot more tailored towards our veteran crowd here. Some of these new additions will be kind of interesting to shake up some of the stuff that we have interacted with for so many years. It's going to be kind of interesting to break into some of these announcements, especially this first one here. I'm not going to spoil, but I think this one will be kind of nice.
I think I know a certain adventurer who's been DMing me almost every day about something related to this. So it's going to be saying thank you so much. No more.
So yeah, Ash, if you want to introduce this first topic here, it's going to be focused on treasures in Black Desert.
Yeah, so I don't want to give out the name just yet, but this treasure item is going to allow you to kind of, I'll say, choose your treasure item that you want to fight for. So like if you want, let's say you look for the compass piece in like Histria, right? I don't like doing Histria, man. You know, maybe it's a bit like too deserty for me. Well, we can choose another monster zone. But at that same expense, it's going to be a bit more difficult based on the monster zone you're choosing from. So you're going, let's say, from Histria to like Polys, etc. It's going to be like a harder rate of getting that, you know, item. But you can now avoid being in that monster zone. And here we can see more of the examples of like different areas here. We have like, Ash Forest there as well, looks like it.
Really cool graphic, actually.
Yeah. You see History of Ruins as well too, talking about that as well. So like it's kind of moving around those locations to different areas so you can fight for that same item that comes from that monster zone in those different locations there. So it'd be easier for you to kind of like get to that spot. You want to farm for a specific piece.
So I think this is honestly a really great change because one of the biggest gripes many of our adventurers have had with grinding treasure items is just the fact that, you know, you're taking such a massive silver per hour hit because if like you're stuck on like the last I don't know, like lava 2-car piece from forgetting your archaeologist map, you're just stuck grinding sulfur mines. You can't go anywhere else, and it just feels kind of horrible because like with all the new monster zones that we've added in the last year alone, and a lot of the new ones that will be coming out in the very, very near future, your silver per hour can spike really heavily up until like the I would say like 1.5 billion to 2 billion range, especially with the new monster zones that are coming out. Just feels a little terrible to go back and have to grind like, you know, sulfur mine or something like that for the last treasure piece. So something like this is going to be super awesome for treasure hunters out there to, you know, grind for silver at the places they want to be grinding at. Also, you know, having a chance to drop that elusive treasure piece. This is going to be awesome for me in particular because I do focus more on grinding in game, but for me, I'm not the type of person who will grind for anything. To me, grinding is only worth my time if I'm making the cream of the crop, the top amount of silver that I'm able to do. So never going to be visiting just like a random like low AP zone for just like a treasure piece. I mean, sometimes I might do it. I'm a bit of a masochist. So sometimes I'll do it, but I know that for adventurers out there who are trapped in like the endless agony that is history ruins, looking for that
every day. Please free me while you're free now.
You can resource other grind zones to chance for that treasure spot.
It was a pretty cool like new item piece to kind of again be more of a quality feature for you to kind of get to the zone you want to be, like you mentioned before, and now you can just grind at a nice rate, get your silver, and also get the item you want. Again, making treasure items more, hunting more flexible rather than being that specific monster zone.
Very, very welcome change.
다음 소식은 또 많은 모험가분들께서 오랫동안 이것도 건의해 주신 내용이었는데.
I remember one person had mentioned this to me before as well. He said the Alchemy UI. Please make it better.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time coming, but here it is. We're making some improvements and headway into this area, so definitely improving the Alchemy UI to be more intuitive for everyone here. So let's take a look here to see what's going to be shown for you guys. You're going to be looking forward to this, trust me. This is going to be some good things, especially for those who are aiming for some particular alchemy stones.
Some of the top quality alchemy stones, your shining destruction stones.
Exactly.
And your I guess equivalent for the polished, the defensive one too as well.
Yes.
So here we have our new integration for the alchemy stones in game. This is kind of big for console. I know that we recently just added, I guess not so recently, but we had integration for everyone to pick up a free Vel's Heart. Once you reach level 56 and you finish the main quest line, you'll be instantly given one through your challenge tab. But, you know, for adventurers who are trying to push further, as you can see some of the very late game alchemy stones, these are actually stronger than Vel's Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vel's Heart is a very, very, very good baseline, and for, you know, I guess 99% of us, that's the end-all be-all. But there's definitely some people out there who are pushing for those elusive alchemy stones that, you know, in the past have kind of felt impossible to get unless you were really lucky, because it would just be like a 3% chance, and if it's, you know, 3% is like basically, I mean, you can't say it's not going to happen, but you're basically just saying goodbye to the item.
Exactly.
It's going to blow up. So now we do have some we have a better UI for letting people enhance their, or I guess polish their alchemy stones, and also we do have some sort of agris to go with it, the agris fever. I forget the name for it.
Agris
essence. There you go. The pity system involved with it. So it's going to be a little bit less painful to go for these very, very coveted alchemy stones in the future. So yeah, be awesome. Finally maybe see a little bit more of those shining stones be listed on the marketplace.
That pre-order can finally be answered.
Yeah,
it's been sitting there for so
how
long.
long have you had that pre-order up for?
A good 4 or 5 months, I think.
4 or 5 months is Ricky numbers.
Like, hope it's gonna go through. Someone's gonna sell me this. Take like a whole bunch of money to make this.
Yeah.
As you can see here on the screen, this warrior is having a particular shield and weapon, of course. We'll be seeing this. Probably just leave it as is now. This
So yeah, really
having
quickly
a
just
nice
showing off
warrior.
the sovereign weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
네, 많은 분들이 이번 연애
As we can see, this is a sub weapon of Sovereign. Currently, PC has the main and awakening weapon of Sovereign. We will be getting that as well too at a later time. And sub weapon is making their way finally as well too. Definitely a nice introduction there.
I mean, this was something that everyone was expecting to happen too, right? Like you have the main hand weapon, you have the awakening weapon. Like GMAsh mentioned, we'll be getting all of this very, very soon as well. Hope you guys have done your due diligence in either getting your level 20 Kaffir style boss weapons to be ready for this conversion, and put yourself in the best spot to start tapping away at some of these sovereign weapons. But yeah, we're going to be introducing new sovereign offhand weapons. I think the thing with these weapons though is they're going to have a little bit of a different way to obtain the weapon. It'll come with its own I guess awakening stone, because for the sovereign weapons, awakening and main hand, another method to convert your pen block star into the sovereign weapon would be through the primordial flame as offered through Land of Morning Light Part 2. But with these new weapons, they'll be using a new material to streamline
primordial, I believe is what it is, and also it goes through the same exact thematic of how Sovereign was, either 2 pens and the jewel, or Kaffir's 20 Kudum, Nuber, plus the jewel, etc. So it kind of goes to that same exact thing. And as you saw the stats on the screen, like it looks like it's a combination between 2 different shields there, or 2 different outcomes here. But yeah, the Kudum and Nuber kind of merged to one.
Exactly.
So that's definitely like that's the what you want to strive for now is Sovereign, the one that makes its way to console. So I'm looking forward to that myself.
Yeah, and the weapon looks awesome too. The shield on Warrior looks really cool. I remember seeing these weapons for the first time back when we only had main hand and awakening, and I'm by no means a Valkyrie player myself, but the Lancia with the massive shield, and it's just like glowing yellow, looks really cool. So now you can also have your offhand weapons with that awesome effect as well. And we have some news about horses.
Mythical horses.
Mythical horses are getting a little bit of an update.
Hereby presenting.
So we are introducing something very, very interesting. Yeah, so as you can tell from the reaction from the crowd, super awesome change. Yeah, so as seen in that quick little video that we have so far, all your mythical horses are going to be combined into a super mega mythical horse.
I guess you can call it Crocodilo. I'm just kidding.
Crocodilo itself. I mean, there's been a few names going around. Some people have been naming it the dad horse because the DNA are not doomed. This is a dad horse now.
Yeah.
But this is for sure going to be a really, really cool update for people who own all 3 mystical horses, because now you'll be able to consolidate all of them to be used at the same time. Of course, with the treasure item, the Crocodile's Sanctuary, you will be able to kind of, have like a stable where you can pull them out one by one, but that's kind of a pain, like just having to get off your horse and then change into the other horse for its specialty. Now you'll have all the functionalities of the mythical horse combined into one. As you can see, Our Adventure is super, super impressed. I'm pretty sure he's a avid horse trainer himself. Yeah, so really cool. As you can see, the effects do get retained as well. I kind of envisioned them to do something like this, where they would just have like it's kind of like a little after image or something like that, where like while you're flying, if you land on the water, then the water of like the mythical DNA will come out as you run across the ocean. So really cool that they incorporated that. I will be looking forward to this as well. Obviously, we have the free mythical horse that you can claim in game, so this is one step closer to having your super your super DAD horse.
Super dad horse.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that as well too.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be pretty cool though. Like I can just see myself now going from island, flying, island, dream horse.
Yeah, and here we go with another clip.
전이 캐릭터로 바꾸는 장면입니다.
So right now he's introducing the instant swap right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for tag characters. So really, really cool functionality right now. We do have a pretty streamlined system for tagged characters. I would say that it's pretty intuitive to use right now. Really nice that they also introduced the function where you will be able to have your tagged characters be in different locations on the world. So you don't have to, have 2 characters that are just locked to being in the same position. But now we're going one step further and making it so that you are able to tag your characters basically on the spot.
Dude, I'm just envisioning the amount of combos that could be done. Imagine you just have like your friend just like 2v1, just like knock down, switch combo to like a berserker. I'm like, oh my goodness.
We've truly crossed a barrier into becoming a fighting game where you just have these super extended combos, where you just have your other tag character come into. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that'd be super
awesome,
cool.
Honestly, yeah.
But yeah, really cool functionality. We do have a lot lower loading screen times with our new native build right now. A lot of adventures are, speaking in terms of how they really like that the loading screens have been cut down. But this just, goes a step further. You don't even have to switch characters at all. You can just go ahead and hit that key. Yeah, and seamless. You switch right away.
Again, more of the calendar showing the when it's going to take place. Again, we have our dates confirmed by us through our official notice, so don't worry about that. We will get you all the information ahead of time, so you know when to plan and what to plan for.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of news here so far. I mean, a lot of quiet life things that adventurers are looking forward to.
I think the treasure one really hits home, especially for a lot of our adventures. I love just coming in the morning or checking my phone really late at night and seeing a disgruntled message from some adventurers saying, hey man, it's been about 6 years and 3 months I've been here every single day of my life in the ruins, man, please let me out.
Exactly.
So now you finally have a way to, experience other grind zones while also still going for those coveted treasure pieces. Yeah, that'd be cool. Spusa says named a new horse Crocodile himself. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be, yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of like the dad horse. It kind of has like
that sounds pretty awesome.
nice ring to it.
조직은 에다니아가 맞긴 한데요. 이 신규 지역으로 넘어가기 전에 저희가 앞으로를 위해서 꼭 한번 짚고 넘어가야 되는 게 있어가지고요. 이 중요한 이야기 먼저 나눠보고 넘어가고자 합니다. 작년 칼피언 연회를 기억하시는 분들 아마 도대체 언제 되는 건지 좀 궁금하셨을 것 같은데.
This is a huge announcement for a lot of our PvP adventures out there. Jesok is really quickly diving into the PvP balance changes that we have slated in the new future. Of course, this comes with a heavy hand. We had a lot of deliberation going into this change because making a change, something as big as this, would really shake up the PvP scene.
예를 들어서 뭐
it really impacts a lot of the combat for just class combat or in general some of the class strength. In the past you would have like a lot of the time people would just be very frustrated with some of the resistances that they'd encounter. Like you obviously grab the person, but it'll just be resisted, or some of your CC is just being resisted, so you kind of feel slighted out of some of the gameplay.
앞서 언급한 문제들을 확실하게 정리하고 좀 개선을
This is also like the individual class modifiers between like warrior doing X amount more damage or less damage between another character as well too. So a lot of those things are looking to.
So here Jaesuk is just addressing the whole topic at hand here with resistances and, as you mentioned, Ash, the class modifiers that we've had thus far. Of course, he's also mentioning that this is not something that is a light change at all. There is a lot of data that we have to pull in terms of seeing player sentiment and how each class performs in all the various contents that we have in Black Desert. So yeah, this is a pretty big shift for balance in the game. And yeah, as you can see here, Wansu just really, reiterating that streamlining all the experiences under one system is kind of the goal here, to make it feel as unified as possible.
Yeah, by unifying pretty much accuracy and evasion, making resistance kind of like more or less of impact by removing it entirely as well too. We've redefined the damage calculations and much more. So
yeah,
but this is going to be like a nice change, I think, for a lot of people here.
Yeah, here starting off with, as you mentioned, the accuracy and evasion changes that will be coming in.
더 이상 용어 혼용으로 혼란을 드리지 않기 위함입니다. 네, 그리고 앞으로는 각 클래스의 기술 자체에 붙어 있는 적중력 효과가 모두 제거됩니다. 현재는 클래스별 특징에 따라서 기술별
More so about leveling the playing field, pretty much making
exactly.
More so about like, hey, it's more so going to be less about the class doing like more of the work. It's more so about, hey,
your
class has the skills.
Yes.
You put the effort into learning the class and doing your best in that class, and that will help you prevail forward, pretty much.
This is basically just making it so that the player has much more control of these type of stats, instead of just happening to play a class that apparently has like plus 20% accuracy rate on all their skills or something like that, opposed to a class that is like starving for accuracy on a lot of their skills. They're going to be shifting a lot of these stats.
Again, the same thing we mentioned before, removing the accuracy from different kind of classes instead of
and they're actually adding it to the infinite mastery that all classes will be getting. In terms of when you level up to like 56, 60 onwards, getting the passive skill will include these very, very universal stats.
다채롭게 좀 구성할 수 있지 않을까라는 기대도 하고 있습니다. 그리고 이제 저희 슈퍼 아머 상태에 피해 감소를
we haven't touched about this yet.
Yeah, not yet.
PVP를 하시는 분들은 좀 아시겠지만 다른 분들은
But yeah, it's going to be about damage reduction and super armor.
이 피해
modifying
감소율이 지금까지는
how
보변산으로 적용이 되고
effective they are, but also
있어요.
super armor's appearance as well too is going to be a bit toned back down.
다르게 적용되는 부분들이 있다 보니까 하변산으로 이번에 변경하려고 하는데요. 사실 이거는 공식 통일과 직관성을 위한 것이고 이렇게 공식만 딱 바꿔버리면 각종 피해 감소율 증가 기술들의 효율이 많이 감소되기 때문에 이 공식 조정과 함께 기술의 피해 감소 효과도 전체적으로 조정이 진행될 예정입니다. 이 부분은 이제 사실은 그냥 수정이 진행되는 거라서 이 자리에서 공유를 드리는 거지만 최대한 모험가분들이 체감적으로는 차이가 없게끔 잘 준비하도록 하겠습니다. 네, 다음은 종족 추가 피해에 대한 정리인데요.
Yeah, so really quickly, you just mentioned, some of the changes that will be coming to damage reduction to keep the same usefulness of it, but also shift it so that it doesn't feel so oppressive in some states.
And this is talking about how human damage is no longer going to be applicable to actual like other characters. So like if I'm playing a character, say an enemy character like like a warrior or striker,
그래서
Human damage is no
PVE와
longer
PVP를
no longer
확실하게
going to be applied to
구분해서
that
혼란을
modifier. It's going to be now a
덜어드리기
separate
위함이고요.
thing as well.
Yeah, so they're
이렇게
basically
되면 기존의 인간적
divorcing
옵션이
the
붙은
adventure
아이템이 좀
from
걱정이
this
되실 텐데
status where people can just stack up a whole page of RBF crystals and have like a massive addition to human damage. It'll be strictly for humanoid monsters in the world now, and in lieu of removing that PvP, I guess crystal functionality, we're also going to be introducing a new type of crystal that's tailored for PvP specifically. So don't fret if you are a heavy, user of these type of crystals for PvP engagements. There will be an alternate version to come.
Yeah, the human damage crystals are going to only affect things like they show on the screen, the blood monastery enemies. Those are human bandits, human as well too. So keep that same exact thing. We have like monster damage, human damage, same kind of like thing. We're going to now have character damage as well. Or, that name still work in progress, of course, but
yeah,
making it more kind of unified there.
다음은 이제 또 소환수에 대한
Okay,
내용인데요.
and the next topic here will be about summons. So for all you tamers out there, wizard, witches, yeah, I know that summons have kind of been a bit of a contentious topic in the past with people, either saying that they're completely bugged or the UI, the AI on them is completely shot and it's not responsive and not acting the way that they would like them to. And some of the damage numbers around summons have been kind of murky in the past too, because just the way that the damage is calculated from the summons isn't exactly on par with, say, if a character did the damage itself.
그리고 이런 소환수에 대해서 많은 분들이 얘기해 주시던 밤에만 강해지는 그런 소환체들도 다 없어질 예정이고요. 특히 소환수와 소환체는 저희 검은 사막 캐릭터들의 여러 기술에서도 비중이 작지 않은데요. 생각보다 이 작업이 커서 빨리 해드리질 못했습니다. 근데 이번 기회에 이제 모두 수정하고 정리할 수 있게 되어서 개인적으로 매우 후련하고 기쁜 마음입니다. 네, 관련 패치들이 무언가 분들께 문제가 되지 않도록 저희가 밸런스를 비롯해서 마지막까지 세심하게 계속
Pretty much
살펴나가겠습니다.
just like, we're just making sure we're bringing this balance here, but obviously we're making sure things are.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, still a work in progress here.
다음은 두 번째 주제인 PVP 저항 제거입니다.
Oh, this is the big
말
one.
그대로
Yes.
앞으로 PVP 상황에서는 저항이 이제 작동하지 않습니다.
So yeah, as mentioned earlier,
몇 가지 고려할 사항이
we
있는데요.
are
우선 캐릭터
moving
기술 중 일명
the resistances that have plagued the game's PvP
PvP
scene since the very early days. So I guess a lot of the interactions that you'll have with players in PvP will feel more honest now, because whoever is more skillful in terms of landing CCs will be rewarded, instead of just having a random resistance be the decider of who wins the fight.
우선 1차적으로 잡기 저항이
Yeah, so
없어지는
grapple
만큼
is now
잡기
gone
기술의
too, so
능력이
those
증가할 것으로 보고 있습니다. 원거리 잡기를 보유한 클래스가
Berserkers,
상대적으로
Strikers,
너무
Warriors
강력한 포지션이 될
will now
것으로
have their
판단을
grab
하고 있고요.
actually hit them.
그래서 이 부분은 원거리 잡기 동작을 좀 변형하는 형태로
Yeah, so here really quickly he does mention that with this change to resistance being removed, of course a lot of adventurers will have kind of like spheres that some of the grab classes will just be uncontested now, because
Like the range grabs you have.
exactly,
It's gonna be a bit
especially
more
with some of the
toned.
range grabs,
Yeah.
you kind of feel a little bit hopeless, because now not only can you not resist them at all, you just have no way of playing against them.
Yeah, but also range grabs will have more of a telegraph way
Exactly.
to understand that, hey, they're about to go for a grab. Because with this change here, it's just kind of a bit too strong. So making it more telegraph will help make it more part of that skill mindset where, hey, I'm not just gonna mindlessly just run and grab you from far away. I'm just gonna now have to be more cautious because it'll be more telegraph for people to see. So definitely good to have that there.
And as she mentioned here, a lot of the items that, especially like crystals that you would have, that provided these resistances will be refunded in form of silver.
네, 내용이 많아서 길어지는데 조금만 더 설명드리겠습니다. 네, 현재 보이시는 화면처럼 이제 클래스별 상성 개수는 각 클래스의 특징에 따라서 수호, 쇄도, 맹공 3개의
So this
구조화가
is
적용될
going
거고요.
over the class
대표적으로 레인저를
modifiers now.
보시면
Yeah.
전승과 곽성이 각각
깜찍한데.
다르게 포지션돼 있는 걸
Yeah,
확인해 볼 수 있습니다.
I feel like this is also kind of like a pretty touchy subject with our PvP adventures, just because it feels a little bit unfair per se that your class maybe doesn't perform so well against another class strictly because of the innate modifiers that are placed in game. I guess like a really egregious one would be like Dark Knight versus like a striker. You just feel like you're, you know, hitting them with like a wet noodle just because by default they're taking like 20% plus less damage from your class. Yeah.
이거는 이제 이번 기회에
I don't
막으려고
have to worry
합니다.
about that here.
Yeah, this is more so tailored towards the PC
네,
version,
사실
but in the past, adventurers would be able to manipulate their characters using mouse movement to, you know, move in kind of unpredictable ways. We just decided in the end to remove this, I would even say feature, just the functionality, just because it also kind of messes with the stability of the game as well. So removing this just is better for the ecosystem in general. Of course, this is not something we have to worry too much about.
이제 마컨을 사용하시는 모험가님들은 이 마컨을 사용하는 그 내용까지도 포함해서 캐릭터의 밸런스로 인지를 하고 계시다는 점을 저희도 이해하고 있고요. 그래서 이 마컨이 사라진다는 게 해당 캐릭터의 성능 저하로 연결된다고 걱정하실 수 있어서 저희가 그에 맞도록 추가 개선들은 당연히 함께 진행 예정인 점 참고 부탁드리겠습니다.
Yeah.
네, 그 이번에 마컨 같은 경우에는 저희가 작년에 따로 얘기.
So he's just assuring people that, you know, it may feel that you have lost a lot of the agency with your abilities, not being able to manipulate them in the way of using mouse. But of course, they will be working on ways to make movement skills that had this possibility in the past more intuitive and feel like you have more of like a, you know, control in how to maneuver with them. Again, this is not something that really is prevalent to us as console players, but the added mobility and I guess intuitiveness of the new system with some of the updates to some of your skills may be felt for us too, so this is really good. Yeah.
안정적인 전투 환경을 위한 선택이니까요. 잘 준비해서 여러분이 체감할 수 있도록 잘 완성해 나가겠습니다. 그럼 마지막 이야기는 제가 하겠습니다. 성장 체감의 개선인데요. 앞으로는 이제 공격력 수치가 310 이상일 경우에 공격력 1당 몬스터 추가 공격력이 플러스 5가 주어집니다. 물론 현재 이 밸런스 조정을 위해서 테스트 중에 있는데 이게 추후 수치는 좀 변경될 수 있다는 점은 미리 좀 말씀드리겠습니다.
Yeah, so we do have some changes to PvE in general. This is just going to be adding consistent bonuses for monster AP as you grow your character past the 310 AP mark. You'll have consistent upgrades to your damage, so that it is very clearly felt in combat. Currently, right now in game, we have, of course, we have our raw she AP that comes from our gear, but it feels like a lot of the extra oomph that we have given ourselves before we go out to, you know, fight at war, or if we go grinding, comes from a lot of the buffs in game that are external to your character's stats. So this will be a nice change that provides players who, you know, have really shot for the highest amount of gear to really feel that damage come through with the, you know, the incremental additions to power as they get higher and higher AP.
And the goal is to kind of like make it where you have a direction of like each monster zone, like AP required for that now. So it's just giving you a bit more guidance and making it so you can understand like which is the monster zone for you to be grinding in, like which makes sense better for you based on your AP and the monster AP you get from that AP cap or AP bracket you're reaching right now. So.
Yeah, and of course with this change we will also be restructuring some of the AP caps on some of the existing monster zones that we have now. Of course, just making it so that a lot of this AP that's being added to monsters will be felt by our adventurers and it will be meaningful.
상위 상태를 바로 가시면은 그만큼 확실하게.
Again, the idea is to kind of like move you along to higher monsters.
Yeah, and then you can actually feel the character growth as you get more and more gear. It'll be much more apparent to your combat, because obviously we don't have damage numbers in our game, but having this added will give you a very, I guess, tangible feeling to your character progression.
다음은 방어력인데요.
Thanks for
방어력
mentioning
보너스에 대해서는
DP.
아직 저희가 추가할 계획은 아직 없는데요. 이 부분 조금 더 고민을 하고 있어요. 저희가 필드 기반 게임이기 때문에 방어력은 좀 낮더라도 모험가 분들의 실력으로 커버할 수 있는 그런 영역은 좀 열어두고 싶은 마음 때문인데요. 앞으로 공격력은 확실하게 챙겨야 하지만 방어력은 실력으로 커버 가능하다는 그런 기조입니다. 대신 방어력은 이런 일반 필드 사냥터가 아니라 저희 그 도전하는 형태의 컨텐츠들, 뭐 예를 들어서 인던 형태 컨텐츠들.
So as
이런 데
just
참가하기
as
위한
mentioned,
최소 요구치로서
we are going to
설정한
be shifting
예정입니다.
our requirements for some of the instance content in the game towards having a DP requirement. Of course, having an AP requirement is obviously pretty important as well because you know, depending on who you're asking, the best defense is a strong offense.
Yeah.
You know, if your enemy's dead, then not much to defend against. But of course, there needs to be some sort of baseline that we are functioning off of. So having more of an emphasis on whether it's a monster zone or, like I said, like an instance boss fight, function off your DP is going to be something that we're going to be moving towards in the future.
앞으로 필드 사냥터는 공격력 중심으로 효율을 설계하고 우두머리 같은 인던 콘텐츠는
Yeah, so reiterating again, he's basically just saying, you know, monster zones will be basically a test of how much AP you've accrued on your character. Meanwhile, having these like solo boss engagements or instance contents will be more so focusing on how much DP you have on your character.
이런 저희 단계 체계적인 방향성이
So you know you're in the right zone or not. You want to be
할
fighting content solo.
Yeah.
잘 이어질 수 있도록 준비해 보겠습니다. 네, 관련 내용에 대한 소개는 여기까지입니다. 아마 너무 많은 변화들이 있어가지고 좀 혼란스러우신 분들도 계실 것 같고 한편으로는 지금이라도 이렇게 체계를 잡고 좀 바로 잡아나간 점에 대해서 긍정적으로 보고 계신 분들도 계시지 않을까 좀 조심스럽게 생각을 해보는데요. 이게 저희가 이게 기존의 어떤
And
설계를
he's just going more into now some of the thought processes of having these massive changes go through for our combat systems, whether it be related to AP, DP, or classic class engagements, interactions. Of course, all of it is something that they take very seriously, as we do want to have the most balanced environment for our adventures, whether it is PvE or PvP. So switching from our existing system to what we are looking forward in, you know, these changes is going to be a big step for sure, and we hope that you know, as a community, you guys keep on sending your thoughts and your opinions about some of the changes that we'll be going for, and you know, let's, you know, build what we want to see in the future together.
Build
그리고
upon that,
이번
exactly.
패치는 내용이 되게 많잖아요. 그래서 어느 날 갑자기 한 번에 확 하진 않으려고 하고요. 우선 7월 아마 다음 주 검은 사막 연구소부터 이 내용들이 순차적으로 반영이 될 예정이고요. 약 한 달 정도 충분히
Again, mentioning what you said
테스트하고
before earlier, like they're going to test this out on global labs, first see how people, you know, feel about it. They feel like it's like, maybe it's not good, maybe it's bad or whatever. They'll take that feedback, incorporate it, and yeah, make some refined adjustments to what people are experiencing pretty much. So, you know, what you hear right now is pretty much what the direction they're going with, but they're going to obviously fine-tune it based off of the feedback they receive from all players. So.
내가 이걸 건드려도 될까? 이렇게 내 미래를 설계해도 될까? 이런 고민들이 굉장히 많았구나라는 생각이 좀 듭니다. 확실히 점점 더 숙련된 모험가님들을 위한 이야기가 나오고 있는 것 같습니다. 드디어 다음 챕터입니다. 에다니아로 넘어가 볼 시간인데요.
Next chapter.
So now we are moving into our fourth chapter, which is going to be something very, very exciting. We've teased this in the past few balls. We've wanted to bring this content out.
이런 패치는 참 좋구나. 이런 패치는 어떻구나. 정리도 한번 해보시면.
But of course, first, you know, everyone's been sitting there for a while now.
Yeah, wants to just like been talking quite a long time as well as their MC as well. So probably need a bit of a break here for them.
Yeah. So you know, we'll go into a quick break soon, and before that, if you want to pull us up on the screen really quickly.
Yes, yeah, I'm full.
Our community about some of the I guess the situation happening with console after our native version launch.
Yeah, the idea for, I'll take care of this one here. The idea for console next gen was to increase performance so we can have more content delivered at a faster pace. And of course, we were hoping that that journey would start off at a nice, fantastic road, paved, but nothing but smooth roads. But we had some bumps, unfortunately, and right now we're still working through all of the reported issues. We have some reported issues that are listed on known issues, and we have some that we saw with the FPS drops on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
We're still working through all that right now. I know you guys have been hammering home about that issue, and we're doing our best to address all that as well. So give us some time here. We're trying to get things squared away as fast as possible. People are working pretty much all day or so.
Yeah.
We're working to figure out what to do with the current situation of whether it be the reply issue that was on Xbox or FPS drops as well on PlayStation 5. Definitely hear you guys, and we do apologize for that.
It's honestly, it's not a great feeling. We feel you guys. It's something you guys have been waiting for a really long time, right?
Yes.
The new native version has been something that's been on everyone's mind for years at this point.
Oh yeah.
So like Ash mentioned, this is something that we take very seriously. We're going to continue to monitor all the issues that are prevalent right now very closely. We did have a quick client update go out quite recently. I think it was not only I think half a day by now, since the small client update went through. Please do try it out if you are a PlayStation adventure, and let us know. Of course, your feedback is paramount to helping us identify the what else needs to be done here. Concerning the frame drop issue, we more or less have identified the issue here.
Yeah.
And just keep an eye out in the next few days or so, and we're hoping to get that fixed ASAP so everyone can continue enjoying the new version. Yeah.
That's our goal.
Yeah. So with that, we'll let you guys go. Sorry for eating up some of your break time here. I know some of you guys are probably really thirsty, probably want to grab a snack, but we just wanted to have a little bit of a discourse with you guys on the current situation. We want to thank you guys for your patience, and yeah, we'll see you guys very soon.
Yes, see you guys soon.
모험가 여러분들의 여정을 응원합니다.
네, 잠시 후부터 챕터 4, 네, 에다니아로 가는 길을 발표가 시작될 예정입니다. 그러니까 우리 모험가 여러분들께서는 착석해 주시면 잠시 후부터 본격적인 챕터 4에 대한 이야기를 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 다시 한번 안내 말씀드립니다. 잠시 후부터 챕터 4 발표가 이어질 예정이니까요. 우리 모험가 여러분들께서는 자리에 착석을 해주시면 감사 말씀드리겠습니다.
에다나여, 들리는가? 점점 더 고조되어가는 빛의 진원국이 숙명의 대결 앞에 어리석은 나를 마주하고 숭고한 신앙 앞에 의심하는 나를 마주하고 허망한 배신 앞에 방보라는 나를 마주하게 미지의 지식 앞에 확신하는 나를 마주하니 기억하거라. 짐은 이 모든 파멸의 끝에서 그대를 기다리겠노라.
네, 잠깐의 브레이크 타임을 마치고 돌아왔습니다. 지금 방금 본 영상 에다니아 영상이었는데요. 어떤 내용들이 담아 있을지 굉장히 궁금합니다. 바로 이어서 챕터 4 업데이트 발표 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
There we go.
All
We're
right,
back.
welcome back, everyone. As you can see there, that was a very, very cool Edania trailer. A lot of the bosses there look, quite awesome. Especially I don't know what I would call it, like the one with the I guess feathered wings and like the mass face. That one's really cool.
More like a more humanized version of Karanda, I would say.
Yeah, looks really, really cool. So this has been content that was teased in the past few balls. Finally, we're getting this.
Yes.
A little bit later on for us, of course, since we got to get through a lot of the content that we don't have yet. But yeah, this looks like a really cool little piece of content that's becoming. I think the whole point of this is to kind of control the area of the Demon Lands.
Yeah.
So as you can see there, it was Jordan was fighting through some of the challenges there, as he fights I guess it was like a frosted honestly it kind of looks like him, so I thought it was him.
I guess so.
But yeah, just like that boss that he was going up against, Hashashin also had a little encounter with the boss there too. But yeah, right now they're introducing the mechanisms of this new area. So yeah, that's gonna be basically your main starting point. I can't really pronounce it, but it's like the Hakna settlement or something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess when you break into this area, you're gonna be starting at that area. And as you can see here, we have 5 different castles that each represents one of those bosses that you saw in the trailer that we just had now. And yeah, as the adventurer, your goal is to go around and conquer these different castles to, you know, become the lord of the lands, the Edana of the land. I think it was, to be completely lore specific.
This is going to be released in like 2 parts. So right now looking at the chapters, fourth chapter I would say has 5 castles, Tridine, Roxala, Artian, Enslar, and Caphras.
Yeah, I think they're introducing some of the lore that was behind some of the bosses that we saw in the video. So Rusalka, I think her name was, had a little bit of like tidbits of lore sprinkled in some of the items and content that we've released already. And now you get a first look at her.
I was showing the order of like difficulty, so from easy to hard. Pretty the easiest one. Oh.
Yeah. So in part 2, they're going to be introducing the castles.
에다니아 북쪽 끄트머리에도 저희가 성을 하나 짓고 있어요. 이곳의 성주는 끝없는 겨울의 산에서 만나보셨던 검은 용
very interesting.
성주입니다.
So the castle further top right is going to be belonging to Mark Thanon, the dragon that was been introduced in the land of, not land of like Mount Eternal Winter quest line. Big ol' eye in the wall with the frost around. So really cool to see more about these characters that we've met in the past and some characters that we've never seen before, just spoken about in lore.
이 본격적으로 1부의 막을 내리기 전에 지금까지 스토리에서 언급이 되었었던 아니면 목소리로만 나왔었던 이런 전설적인 존재들을 직접 만나게 되는 순간이 좀 필요하다고 판단했기 때문입니다.
dark fantasy vibe we're going
oh
into
yeah,
right
for
now.
sure. Yeah, a lot of the bosses, they feel like they are straight out of like a Souls-like game. You know what I mean? It's like the epicness is definitely there with a lot of the designs. I really like it.
자연스럽게 이어질 수 있다고 생각했습니다. 이런 의미에서 앞서 소개한 인물들
Look at that guy. It looks so like Dark Prince-ish reading.
Wait, so I was right. That is
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, this is the one that I really like. Enslar, really, really cool.
Cartier
and Old Face, another familiar person in the lore. Caphras. You know, Caphras, he has a daughter. And here I was like, wait a second, Caphras?
Yeah, so I guess a lot of these, the theme with these bosses is kind of just like a, I wouldn't say godlike, but you know, they are very, very revered icons in the video lore. So bringing these characters to life here is something really cool.
그리고 이번에 스토리에 대해서도 궁금하실 것 같은데 아마 많은 분들이 이런 질문을 하실 것 같아요. 이번엔 드디어 끝나는지 아니면 이번엔 정말 일레즈를 때려잡는 건지. 네, 이게 기다려주셨던 모험가분들이 되게 좀 이번에는 좀 다르게 저희가 했습니다. 기다려 주셨던 모험가 분들이 질질 끌만 했구나라는 좀 말이 나올 수 있게 이번에 확실하게 내용을 준비했습니다. 마무리해야 될 거는 좀 이번 파트 1에서 확실하게 마무리하고요.
So the loose ends here of the stories are going to be tied up here and adventures, but still getting more of this experience.
Yeah, continuing the story past that too.
처음에 봤던 그 시작 영상처럼 그동안의 어떤 여정을 떠올리시면서 재밌게 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 그리고 이번 메인 의뢰는 최후의 글라디우스 의뢰를 완료해야만 진행이 가능한데요. 기존에는 좀 메인 의뢰를 완료한
So just introducing that there will be a new quest line tied to this as well. Of course, with each of our new regions, we do like to have a main quest line that goes along with it to give the adventurers some expose about the region, some of the story that goes along with it. So I think it'd be really cool to dive into some of these legendary figures in the Black Desert lore. Yeah, usually I'm not too big of a lore guy or like a questing type of adventure, but this definitely is cool.
Yeah, I mean, these bosses look super awesome.
Yeah, insane design, really nice.
Or is it different castle, I guess, names or more so names?
Yeah, just going to be the various regions that are I guess, the dominion of each of these bosses shown here.
이곳은 공격력 350, 방어력은 427을 필요로 합니다.
Pretty
nice
3 requirements. Yeah.
수준을 요구하고
Don't worry,
싶진
we'll be
않았는데
catching up there really soon. I saw actually one adventure was like 70.
Oh no, console gamers are geared to the teeth. That's one thing I know for sure.
요소를 준비하고 있기 때문에 생각보다 빠르게 에다니아의 사냥터로 진입이 가능할 것으로 예상하고 있습니다. 앞서 말씀드린 것처럼 첫 번째 사냥터와 우두머리 조른다인과의 전투는 많은 모험가님들이 즐기실 수 있도록
Yep, again,
그런
Jordan
제안으로
being the
출시가
more the
되었지만
easier kind
그
of
이후에
introductional like boss to
공격력
fight
방어력
in
제한에
this
확실한
kind of like I would say
차등이 존재하게
series
될
of different
것입니다.
bosses you would be
Yeah.
able to fight,
이후의
scaling up
성을
from
좀 보시면
Jordan to Capras
공격력이
being the strongest that order may change.
Oh wow,
depending
geez,
on-
it goes up to
180까지
380.
요구하게
Yeah, yeah.
되고요. 방어력은 꾸준히 올라가서 460까지
Wow.
설정이 돼 있습니다.
Of course, that DP requirement is near
방어력이
almost
높다고
near high
생각하실
as
수
well.
있는데요.
It's good.
이 부분은 조금 이후 신규 아이템을 설명을 드리면서 다시 한번 자세히 안내를 해드리겠습니다.
Oh, so
다시
they'll
한번
also be
이번
introducing
사냥터의
a new item that
난이도는
comes with
앞서
the
설명드린
area as well.
것처럼
Oh yeah.
계단형 구조로 잡아봤습니다. 성장을 하면 확실하게 체감하실 수 있도록 단계를 구분한 거고요.
Yeah, so tying this back into the change that we made earlier with the incremental monster damage increases whenever you attain more and more AP with the new brackets. This will be a clear representation of your character getting stronger, as you will be able to feel that power come through when you hit these new levels, and especially when you challenge these bosses.
Oh, as you can see there, a little bit of a showcase of the bosses you be fighting. They look pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
really
saw
cool, really cool animations coming out from.
Yeah.
We saw Rusolka there as well as
Enslar,
Enslar.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a costume out there too, actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like these bosses are tied into like the very
Yeah.
deep-rooted lore of. I guess they all have like a class archetype that they're very familiar with as well. But yeah, fight looks really interesting. Can't wait till we can get our hands on it ourselves. It looks awesome.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be difficult too. That requirements are pretty steep, but you know,
Yeah.
we'll definitely make that up easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It may feel like the requirements are kind of high and, almost feels like it's going to take forever to get up there. But, I feel like for our veteran adventurers, this is something that, people can look forward to interacting with in the future. And it's just, more purposeful endgame content to be added. So really cool.
Well, he's going over some new artifacts and light stones as well too. Looks pretty nice here.
Oh, so right now they are showcasing the amplified light stones. Prior, you can see on the left side as well. We do have some of the existing artifacts that will be amplified as well. We're no strangers to this in the past. So obviously we've had like crystals that can be, modified to provide stronger effects. So this will be in line with that, just having these like super powered artifacts and light stones for our already existing sets would be super nice.
Oh, new monster type Edania monster, so most likely going to be added to the, how we have the extra damage to humans and extra damage to like constructs, stuff like that. If we have extra damage to Edanians.
That'd be cool if this archetype would apply to all monsters, because I guess everyone is an Edanian. But I only say that because in the past you'd have something like extra monster damage to Kama Sylvian type, but like Kama Sylvia and Calpheon was kind of blended.
Yeah.
So like those like items such as like Narcs or just having like the extra damage to species on Kama Sylvia would apply to like Stars End mobs and like also Ash Forest mobs as well.
Of course.
So would be nice, but of course this is definitely going to be something that's very specific to the new zone. Here we're going through some of the new crystals that will be introduced.
Yeah, breathing verdure. Probably saying it incorrectly.
Yeah, you got it. So this is going to be the next step for the lifesteal crystals that we have so far, as introduced from Land of Morning Light. For all my life skill junkies out there, you know that every little bit of mastery counts.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
like getting even like 4 or 8 mastery from an item is just like super nice. You can see Alfie's like popping off in the chat right now. The life skill extraordinaire. So something like that, I know that they're really excited for to get more mastery. Can't get enough mastery, right?
Yeah, I believe that those crystals are going to be for the Preoni accessories. I'm quite sure they should be.
Yeah.
So we're obviously going to be getting that as well, so don't worry about that, Alfie. I know you're looking forward to that coming out as well, so keep in mind we have that updated for you. Our notices here.
Yeah, and going on to the next topic here, we obviously do have our new streamlined elixirs in elixirs in harmony, and the mess that was the prior system of having like
20 different
20 different buffs now streamlined. They're just adding an extra layer to it, so you'll have stronger buffs to the various activities that you'll do. Yeah, so obviously these new elixirs and perfumes will be used from the materials dropped in Edania. Oh, and here comes a new material.
A new material for crafting the sovereign sub-weapons here.
Yep. So, as mentioned prior, the sovereign sub-weapon kind of functions a little bit differently in terms of how to attain it compared to the old, I guess not old, but the previous weapons, which would be Main Hand and Awakening. They will require these new materials that are dropped from Edania. I think this was done because like the other weapons are basically going to be 2 pen black stars to craft either a main hand or awakening weapon. But with the offhand in particular, you do have the 2 different types that have 2 different complete different functions in terms of Kudum and Nuver. So we're going to be introducing a new way to attain it that also ties in with the new region as well. Yeah, and now Wantu is introducing methods that you can obtain it.
Yeah. Bosses, monster zones.
Yep.
네, 다음은 에다니아 메인 전리품인데요. 영상 이건 먼저 보겠습니다.
So jumping into a quick video here.
Wow.
Yeah, super insane armor set.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, so as you could probably see on the screen from that video there, that is going to be the next step up from what we have now. Currently we have the Fallen God armors that are, have been the pinnacle of gearing for a while. Of course, for us on console, we are still awaiting the arrival of the Auto shoes that we should be seeing on the 10th. I'm sure everyone has like their little stash of enhancement materials ready for that.
Oh, you know me already.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of peek into the future. Now that we've seen the newest set of armor, you can also get ready for that as well. So a little introductory to the new set of armor. It'll kind of function the same way that Karazad was introduced, as Jasaka is mentioning right now. So with Karazad, what we had was, we don't want to, I think the best thing about playing Black Desert is that a lot of the systems that keep our gear relevant, no matter how long you've played the game or you've stepped away for a little bit, your gear always retains its inherent power level, and it's not phased out like any of the other like MMOs where every single patch is going to be like you just throw away your entire gear set.
Like bye-bye.
Yeah, so same thing with this. You might feel like it's a little bit daunting to have to go into this entire new Edania armor set, but it really does just build upon the Fallen God pieces that you do have already. As shown on the screen right now, this is just going to be some of the ways for you to, using that shard on the left side, you'll be able to enhance your Fallen God armor into the new armor set. But what I'm trying to say here is basically when you do the conversion to Kerzad from, say, if you have like a double record accessory, or if you're just using like one of the other methods to craft like a clean Kerzad, you retain some of the enhancement levels from before. So let's say like a pen double record would equate to having a Nav Kerzad accessory. So much so the same with Fallen God armors, because we want to give players the retention of their character's strength while also giving them a little bit more to push forward.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So that same kind of Kerzad building as well. Like
yeah. So of course, more progression, more goals to go for, but obviously we want to let you have the flexibility to do so in terms of, you know, because like if you have the Fallen God armor, you get it to 10, it already hurts. Really, it's really hard to get 10 Fallen God armors already. And pen is like nigh impossible. We do have some crazy adventurers out there who have not only one piece, you know, some of them we've seen in the logs have more than one pen Fallen God armor piece, which is absolutely just insane.
Yeah, and that guy, Sina, sent me a DM and I was like, whoa, my goodness.
Yeah. We had to double check the logs and everything to make sure that was a real picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going for pen Fallen God armor is you know, not the most attainable thing. So with this new system, just like Kerzad, you have a more incremental way to build up your Edania armor to feel those power boosts as you go. So it doesn't feel like the last step is just completely impossible. As you can see earlier in the graphic, if you have a pen Fallen God armor, which is of course very, very rare, it'll exchange into an oct piece of Edania armor.
네, 참고 부탁드리겠습니다. 그리고 추가로 얘기하고 싶은 게 이번 에다나의 방어구 외형에 대한 이야기인데요. 에다나의 방어구는 현존 최고의 방어구인 만큼
this next point is going to be very, very cool for some of our aesthetic players out there as well. As you can tell, this outfit is like the production value on this and the you know, the attention to detail with some of the effects on it is pretty crazy. We already have
flowing hair, man.
Exactly, the flowing hair really gives you like there's a boss from Dark Souls. I think it was like the Nameless King or something like that. Just like super cool, like flowing hair with the armor coming out. So what Jaesuk is saying here is with people who want to retain the look of their armor, you know, in the past people have kind of complained that some of the best in slot armors haven't looked the best, but with this new set of armor, it really does push that aesthetic to the maximum. You know, really, really cool looking set. So they're going to be allowing a way for adventurers to retain this outfit's look. Obviously, if you want to just, you know, hide your pearl outfits and stuff, you could just have that as well. But I believe they're going to be including a way that if you unlock this piece of armor in its entirety, like he's saying right now, if you acquire all 4 pieces, they'll give you kind of like a coupon, of some sort that allows you to apply that armor's full set of appearance to your character, so you can rock it on your other classes as well. It's more or less kind of like a Orzeka feel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's going to be changed into like an outfit itself. Super cool.
I mean, that outfit looks so nice, man. I see it.
I used to think that the Novaricant like helmet was like the coolest one, but now this one kind of just like
takes the cake right there.
Like the flowing hair really does it for me. That's really nice.
공격력이 조금 더 오릅니다. 이제 동, 운, 우 단계가 되면은 공격력이 일씩 상승해서 총 3이 더 오르게
Yep. So here, just going over some of the stat changes to some of the sovereign weapons at different enhancement levels. Just really quickly going over that, you'll get +1 AP for Pen, Hex, and Sept, and furthermore, you know, making it so that the total AP gain will be +6 at the end.
This is for reforming your sovereign weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
그러면 좀 이상한 게 있으실 것 같은데 이게 현재 저희가 군왕 주무국의
As a sovereign.
개량이
Oh wait, let me let him
불가능하잖아요.
finish.
그래서 이번 패치에 맞춰가지고 앞으로 이제 주무기도 개량이 가능하도록 추가됩니다.
As you see,
There you go.
Sovereign Main Hand can now be reformed. I mean, obviously, before most, actually, I don't think any main hand, even Black Star, can't be reformed at all.
Yeah.
Sovereign will be getting a reform coming soon.
Yeah.
So this is going to go for the max, I believe, is 6 AP at the max with 50 accuracy. So that's a pretty sizable jump right there.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is good news or bad news to some of our adventurers, because that Garmos heart is quite elusive for some of us. I know that you are quite the lucky dog yourself. What are you on, like your 4th Garmos heart or something like that? Yeah, so
so as you can see on the screen here, yeah, just mentioned that on July 9th, all adventurers are going to be receiving the inverted Garma heart. This, of course, is because of Sovereign Main Hand. So this means that for us, we don't have Sovereign Main Hand just yet. So once the Sovereign Weapon series comes to console, we'll also be giving this out at that time period. So so currently on July 9th for within the next patch, we're not going to be getting this yet, but once Sovereign Weapons make their appearance on console, we'll be definitely getting this free coupon related everything beyond.
Yeah, we'll find a good chance to hook everyone up as well.
Yeah.
We will not be left behind in this, and yeah, you'll have a head start on enhancing some of your weapons, or I guess upgrading them with the Garmot's heart.
Yeah, just giving the cart for like what's it used for, which is the Sovereign Weapon main hand reform. That's all it mainly is for.
앞으로의 좀 미래까지 고려해서 능력치를 좀 설계했습니다. 다만 한 번에 이 모든 것이 다 뒤엉키지 않도록 시간으로 잘 제어해서 큰 혼란 없이 월드에 안착할 수 있도록 마지막까지 집중하겠습니다.
You know, and just a quick note, past, you know, putting it on your sovereign weapon, or you know, some of the other weapons that you have raised, you know, some adventurers maybe, you know, they just started their journey, they might not even have their first Garmos heart, so this is going to be something really huge that they can upgrade, you know, drop it into your awakening weapon for, you know, extra crystal slots or some of the substats on your offhand weapon. Just super nice for everyone to have.
Yeah, and also a quick tidbit, I know some people are probably watching like, oh my goodness, my Garma heart is now worthless. No, it's actually untradeable at this moment here, so don't have to worry about that flooding the marketplace. Again, we'll be having the free inverted Garma heart once Sovereign Weapons to make their appearance on console. We have more information about that on our notice once that comes in, you know, events. Give you some kind of like advance for notice about when it's actually coming. So don't worry about it right now.
Oh, and on the screen right here, as you can see, Wansu is glossing over the throne of Edania. It's going to be your nice little chair if you do become the lord of the castle in the 5 castles that we have introduced in this new zone. Now he's introducing the Battle of Edania that will happen, they say each week, I think he said?
Yeah, I believe it happens, it's the first week between the 100, or between the 7 best, and then afterwards, the following week will be a 1v1.
Yeah, so basically the gist of the Demon Land region will be each cycle will have an Edania of each region, and this will be basically the adventure that trumps everyone else in combat. It will be selected from a pool of the top adventurers, I believe.
Yeah, 7 are based off of 8 your stat rates.
Yeah,
and then 3 are just at random.
Yeah, and it'd be like a total of 7
total
for the first one.
Total of 10 for the first week, and then afterwards a 1v1
to see who either holds the spot of Edania or the challenger takes over the throne.
Yeah, it will be,
yeah. So this is pretty cool. It really gives you a sense of, I guess, accomplishment in the game, because you literally own a region in the game itself. So Wansu is introducing now the benefits of being the Edania of a region right now.
So this would be like exclusive chat, no death penalties near the castle, money round, tax share. We'll be more details about that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Drop rate blessing.
I mean, before we get on to that, let's just let them, you know, you kind of getting ahead of yourself, Ash, but yeah.
세금이
Like as you mentioned, the taxes from the region will be spoils of the victor, I guess. But yeah, I think the really cool thing with a lot of this is, you know, obviously monetary gain is cool, silver is cool, and all that. But some of the intangibles, or you know, I guess in this case, a very tangible item is a crown that you're going to be getting. Each castle does have its theme, of course. It's being based off some of the icons from the Black Desert world. So if you do claim the top spot in any of these castles, you will be awarded with a themed crown for each of those regions. So I know currently right now in the game, some people like wearing the costume where it's like literally just a crown on their head.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
so yeah, now you'll have like a themed crown, you know, for whatever region you hold, which will be super cool.
I guess he's going over the blessings that Edania can now provide.
해당 성 부근에서 사냥하는 모든 모험가 분들에게 아이템 획득 확률 증가 100% 버튼을
Ooh, nice, nice.
100%.
이
Yeah.
효과는 기존 300% 제한이
So this blessing works as, I guess, you know, I know everyone on you know loves to get GM buffs, because
Yeah.
who doesn't love a little extra drop rate to get more games with? So basically the Edana's blessing allows for the Edana to bless the region that they're in with this extra drop rate buff. As you've seen, Watsu mentioned, it can also buff your maximum drop rate buff. It's usually going to be around 300%, maybe 350 on Archer servers, to 400%, which is absolutely crazy.
모든 권력은 에다나에게 존재하게 되는 겁니다. 근데 이렇게 또 얘기만 하면 채찍만 휘두르는 것처럼 보이지만 또 반대로 축복을 주면서 에다니아가 균형을 잘 맞춰갈 수 있도록 뭐 하는 것도 굉장히 중요한 요소라고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 이렇게 새롭게 선보이는 에다나의 권자는 저희가 처음으로 시도하는 방식의 PvP 컨텐츠.
So I like this, like, you know, again, trying newer forms of PvP content, more like thinking outside the box, you know,
Yep.
trying this way of trying to bring about new things people will try and enjoy.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. You know, it kind of gives a whole new twist on the idea of King of the Hill. You know, that's like a fun game mode that some people like to run in Battle Arena to see.
Classic favorite from all games. As
Yeah,
well.
to see who holds the top spot for the longest. Now it's going to be implemented into the open world as an actual piece of content. So that's really cool.
마지막까지 좀 잘 준비해서 완성도 있게 출시할 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다. 네, 이렇게 에다니아에 대해서 소개를 드렸는데요. 무언가 여러분들이 들으셨을 때
What do you think about Edania? I think it looks really nice. I
Yeah,
like it.
I really love the designs of the bosses. I can't, you know, say that enough. I feel like the art team really knocked it out of the park with this one.
Oh yeah.
Especially with some of the characters that you've never seen before. I feel like we might have seen characters before at some point, but this guy's just
I
like
didn't know
a
he was a dragon.
yeah, flaming, like I don't even know, was it a dragon or whatever it was? That was really insane. So just seeing some of the boss designs was really cool. Gets me really hyped about the lore of the region too. Gonna be interested in the quest line for sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way that this kind of dark lore, because you know, Black Desert is actually a really dark place. You look at the lore, like it's not sunshine and rainbows. This kind of like brings it back home.
Yeah.
After Land of More Light, it kind of brings it back into this like dark lore of like who you are as an adventurer, and like what you're doing, experiencing different regions like this.
수고 많으셨습니다.
Definitely.
다시 한번 두 분께 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 수고 많으셨습니다. 우리 무언가 여러분들께도 다시 한번 감사의 말씀드리겠습니다.
감사합니다.
So, looks like they're bringing something out. Ooh.
정말 오늘
Oh, that's just another chair for the MC. I thought they were bringing out like
He
another
has been, to be fair, he's been standing for quite a long time.
gifts. Yeah. Of course, my friend here has been holding it down for the broadcast, so they just got him a new seat to sit.
많은 분들께서 근데 아직은 도전하기에는 공방이 상당히 높아서 걱정도 하시고, 그런데 좀 뭐 하루 이틀 하는 거 아니고 우리가 하나씩 성장해 나가면서 그 즐거움을 만끽하셨으면 좋겠다라는 생각이 듭니다. 그런데요, 저희가 제일 처음에 사실 연회를 시작하면서 두 가지 정도의 굉장히 많은 분들께서 기대하는 게 있었다라고 했는데 그 이야기 한번 해봐야 되지 않을까라는 생각이 듭니다. 여러분들 이미 많이 예상하시고 계시죠?
So,
A new face.
new class, perhaps?
예, 신캔. 네.
Perchance.
대성님.
네.
Looks like we have some news here from Jessa.
30번째 클래스 50입니다.
There you go.
예.
New class announced,
맞죠?
Wukong.
예, 많은 분들이
Look at Wukong sitting there.
Super cool.
Looks very confident,
남캐 50.
as Wukong should be. Very
네,
confident.
근데 사실
Yeah, I think there's been rumblings in the community about adding this class since it's been, more or less teased in, some of the other versions of Black Desert, but it's super nice to see that it's finally coming out for the global regions as well.
All the striker brothers out there saying Ook is now are gonna be really happy. Like, yes, finally, it's come true. The monkey within me, I shall become.
Nice, nice.
수라를 컨셉으로 먼저 개발을 시작했던 클래스고요. 그러다가 이제 2020년 4월에 행자라는 이름으로 검은성 모바일 중국 서버에 먼저
Yeah, so just going through kind of the history of the development of this class. It's been conceptualized since the 2020. It's been in the cards for a while now. Of course, it's been released as Xingza on Black Desert Mobile. And yeah, just really excited to see it finally come out for all different platforms now that we have, the rebrand, I guess, the official name for the class now, Wukong.
I know some people are probably wondering, what about console game Wukong? Well, of course we're getting Wukong, but right now we have July 10th, we have Deadeye coming out in Lukita, so carrying that same exact kind of formula after Deadeye will most likely would definitely be Wukong because
soon.
It's nice.
Praying for it to come soon.
Oh,
it's really cool.
I know all the Ook brothers out there are looking forward to this, so definitely going to do our best to get that out ASAP.
원숭이였습니다. 예. 그래서 원숭이가 정말 나와줘야 되는 거 아니냐 뭐 이런 사실 얘기들도 좀 있었고 추측도 좀 있었거든요. 근데 굉장히 말끔한 인간형입니다.
It'd be really cool, like
That's just interesting though.
if he just summons like a herd of like monkeys.
Yeah, I feel, okay, maybe not actual monkeys, but I think that is quite an interesting thing that they are bringing up because in classic mythology, Wukong is a monkey, so it's interesting to see that in our game he's just going to be more humanoid, I guess.
Yeah, he fought the gods. I believe was he sealed in a mountain afterwards because the gods couldn't deal with him. He was too strong.
Oh, some more lore.
Lon.
So I guess tying the backstory in here with some of our existing classes.
Looks like Wukong has a special crush, perhaps.
Oh, interesting. Ash out here shipping our characters.
Hey man, romance is amazing. I love to see it.
전투가 굉장히 중요하다라고 생각하지 않겠습니까?
So we will jump into some of the combat. I hope.
Let's see his flourishing moves.
보여주실 게 있으시겠죠?
네, 궁금하실 것
Everyone's looking forward to see how he plays. So
yeah, a lot
why
of
not?
has been waiting for a male class. Let's see.
Here we go.
속박을 벗어 진리를 마주하리라. 꿰뚫려라. 오너라 귀신들이야. 아하, 구생양몽이로다.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay, what a showcase.
Oh yes, he summoned the monkeys too. Saw it at the very end.
Yeah, I feel like every single time they come with a new class, they keep on one-upping the ante. That was really crazy.
That was.
Especially the Nimbus ability that he gets to fly around with.
The iconic one. Who was like riding on the cloud? I mean, come on. If we could do that one day, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think his 200% too also looks really cool. He's just chilling on his cloud while the clones are doing his bidding.
I saw someone said day one Wukong main. I was like, oh yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, it's really cool. Hope everyone is excited to jump into that class when it comes.
Oh yes, this is gonna be really fun, honestly.
여의봉에서 자연스럽게 연계가 되는 형태이기 때문에 이번 50도 두 무기를 번갈아 가서 자연스럽게 활용하는
Okay, so much like our Scholar and Archer classes, Wukong will be released as an Ascension class, which basically means that when he's released, he'll have access to both his pre-awakening kit as well as his awakening kit from level 1.
Yes.
They are intertwined, so really cool. I do like Ascension classes a lot myself, since when I did start Black Desert, I was an Archer main, and the gameplay just feels so fluid. Obviously with this class as well, it looks like that will be the case as well.
Nice some combat right here. That's pretty good.
Was that a grab that I saw at the beginning of the clip there?
Could have sworn I saw that grab.
Looks pretty much like, there you go,
Oh,
there it is again.
Yep. He's like, get out here, trash.
Oh man, we're gonna have a problem. Oh, we're gonna have a problem. This looks like Musa mains. I'm sorry, I think I might have to get those reroll coupons ready. It's looking like a Musa 2.0 here.
I like the flame color too. Nice, like a hot pink and like red and orange mixed together.
Yeah, super cool. Wow.
Again, the range grab seemed really telegraphed, so you know it's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice flourishing moves there. Beautiful.
AoE on this class is insane.
Oh yes.
네, 함께 보신 것처럼 제천 대성 모드가 되면
I see. So it's a I guess unique gauge for the class itself. I guess called the Buddha stance, as introduced by Wantu. As you can see, his staff's range increases by a crazy amount there, being able to hit so many targets. Obviously, there's only 3 guys.
As it should. I mean, he's the Wukong. That staff goes to the clouds.
It's par for course with his lore.
Yeah.
The infinitely extending stick that he has there. Yeah, super nice effects for sure.
Oh yeah.
Wow, looks great. Yeah. I see the chat here is they're either up in arms about Musa or all conforming to just straight up being Wukong mains.
기본 전투 모드에 비해서는 공격 연계 속도가 감소하게 됩니다. 그래서 이제 선택이 중요해지죠.
Yeah, I know that a lot of the players in the community have been waiting for the next male class. It seems like forever since the last one. Actually, not really. Dosa was not too long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, we love seeing great designs come out for our male classes as well, and this is definitely up to par. This is super cool. Showing more of his Nimbus.
He's just like just chilling on the cloud, just I love that.
확실히 근두운타니까 본인만의 캐릭터가 좀 살아난다는 좀 생각이 드네요.
That nice staff, the nice dance of the staff on the cloud there. Love that too.
The mobility on that is insane.
I am definitely a Nimbus enjoyer.
Yeah, I agree with chat here. The Nimbus cloud is definitely, I feel like this is the coolest part, especially with this like sped up version where he gets like super speed.
I wonder if like movement speed related buffs would influence how fast it goes. I think it probably would.
Yeah, with like the range, because I know that with movement speed, some of your movement abilities travel a little bit further.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, what an escape, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, you just jump into a ball, let off all your skills, and just ride on this cloud and dip.
Unless someone grabs you from there, like, oh, you're not getting anywhere.
이 정도면은 기대를 해도 괜찮을 것 같다 이런 생각이 좀 듭니다.
네, 좀 디테일한 요소 열심히 준비했으니까 한번 플레이 보시고 많은 기대 부탁드리겠습니다.
그럼 50은 언제쯤 만나볼 수 있는 겁니까?
Our MC asking the real pressing questions.
Yeah, I see.
When will this class release?
신캐는 질질 끄는 거 정말 싫어합니다. 예, 신규 클래스 50이요. 바로 다음 주 7월 2일에 출시가 됩니다.
Really soon.
Yeah, really soon. Right
Wow.
there, yeah.
다들 한번 근두운 한번 타보시고 호리병에 기부 와서
Wow.
호쾌한 재턴제동 모두도 한번 즐겨보셨으면 좋을 것 같습니다.
네, 그리고
So yeah, I hope that we can, bring this class into console ASAP.
Yeah.
Ash.
Again, this class is going to be releasing on July 2nd for PC. Console, as you see by, sorry, telling you right now, will be announced separately here.
다음 내용으로 한번 넘어가 보겠습니다.
But our goal with releasing these classes, I know that
Oh yes.
it might sound like a broken record at this point, but of course we want to definitely line up the release dates as much as possible.
Yeah.
So we beg for your patience, and we will definitely release this class for console as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the class. Like, come on now, we gotta have that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, Deadeye and Lukia will be coming out July 10th. That's our current schedule right now. In terms of what content comes out afterwards. Oh, wait, hold on a second.
Another reveal?
What is this?
이게 뭡니까? 엄청나게 큰
This is
양손 대검을 들고 있는
this is
뭔가
a
성스럽기도 하고
Looks
really
like
a great sword.
너무 아름다운
I guess paladin wouldn't be the right word for it.
네, 맞습니다.
I am
Female warrior class.
I am a
저희 내부 개발명 세이비어고요.
I am a main
보다시피
warrior,
양손 대검을 사용하는 여성
and now I have a wife for my warrior. Look at that, amazing. Chef's kiss right there.
Wow, this looks
Savior
really, really
class.
cool.
뭔가 여러분의 어떤 양손 대검의 로망을 좀 가득 채워드리기
So right now
위해서
we're showing an early teaser for a future class that we are designing right now. Wow, the design is actually really insane. So the class's name is going to be Savior, I believe,
Savior,
right?
yes.
So maybe it has some sort of themes with, you know.
She's saving all the warriors' hearts because we now have a wife.
거대한
Thank you.
양손검을 든
Sorry, Valkyrie.
야, 여전사가 그냥 뭐
Yeah, this is really cool.
It's really nice, actually. I love this.
하겠습니다.
Design is really intricate too. Gives that kind of like fantasy vibe to it.
Definitely, I know that a lot of people are big fans of having, you know, the fully clad armor sets. This is kind of like an in-between, but definitely it gives much more sense of a heavy-duty armor set for this new class. It looks really cool.
As someone said, tagging her, I can imagine that warrior combo. You go great grace with the never.
No, we're going back to the extended combos again, man.
So hold on, I'm combo the warrior. Let me finish. Tag combo again.
So right now we have not yet a planned release date for this class.
Yes.
We just wanted to give everyone a little bit of a sneak peek into it. Definitely looks cool. You know, it's still limited what we see so far, but I love the design and everything. Yeah, look forward to that class in the future.
Oh yes, this is gonna be great.
좀 이쯤 되면 특히나 여름에는 많은 분들이 이제 기대하는 게 있지 않겠습니까?
Again, like these classes like give you ways to play. And I know some players like to play like the warrior, but they don't want to be a guy. They want to be a girl. Well, the chance.
There you go.
There is.
We've got the solution.
And she's gonna play probably drastically different than the warrior too. So
She looks pretty tanky. She might just be like a really good frontline class.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna probably like more so be in that way because the warrior's kind of like a bruiser class, right? But I think she may just be the frontline one. Yeah.
조명하고 싶다고 말씀을 드렸는데 그래서 7월에 앞서 저희가 설명드렸던 PVP 패치들이 좀 마무리되면은 이 클래스별 좀 최강자를 가리는 대회 하나를 진행하려고
right now we are introducing a new tournament that we are planning to hold.
Oh yes.
So recently this year we finally brought
Nice.
So yeah, sorry for being cut off there, but as you can see from the teaser there, we have a new tournament that's being announced, which is called Masterclass. It will kind of function like best in class tournament that we've seen in the past before. We saw the great reception from our community when we had hosted our Arena of Arsha tournament 2025 across our regions. There was such a massive turnout and so many adventurers were hyped to get into that. So we want to continue that trend of honoring the skilled PvPers in our community and really highlighting their achievements. So yeah, look forward to this tournament in the future. It'll be the details are still not locked in, but it'll kind of be like a gauntlet where we'll have one winner per class. Obviously, we will have up to 30 classes when they're all releases. It'll be held in an official manner with obviously juicy pearl rewards. And I'm sure that some of the rewards such as the Arsha weapons in the past might sneak their way into this event as well. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for this. I believe for console we don't yet have a concrete schedule of when this will be live for us. But of course, once we do have all the details ironed out, we'll post it on our official website. And for everyone who's interested, please do join.
We can see you're talking about the entry requirements for this. You may be wondering, what this be? This is master class though, so. Yep, again, it's not going to be just for everyone. Top 5% gear score per class. So if you have that main that you like to play, whether it's Warrior, Striker, Deadeye when it comes out, or even Wukong, depending on when the tournament's going to be held for console, being top 5% gear score and choosing that would be your goal to get in the tournament.
So this is going to be looking for the most seasoned veteran adventurer in all sense of the definition. You also have to have the gear to go along with the skills.
Of course.
Yeah. So,
but don't worry, it's going to be equalized gear during the event period. So you have your own individual gear, to kind of meet that requirement, and then once you get into the actual tournament, it's going to be equalized. So it's going to be straight up skill, your thumbs, the controller, you focus on the screen, seeing who can do the best. So that's what's going to happen right there.
Really exciting.
이런 고민이 늘 있었습니다. 그래서 실제로 이제 대회를 하면 이 문제를 두고서 여러 피드백이 있기도 했고요.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of confusion in chat there, but as Ash said, the gear requirement will only be for qualifying to be part of this top master class tournament. But once you are on the battlefield facing off against your opponent, the gear will be equalized. So the playing field would be, as fair as possible.
그러면 이제 경쟁이 좀 달라지고 줄어드는 클래스도 있겠죠. 다만 이제 규칙이 명확하게 존재하면 경쟁이 좀 줄어들더라도 클래스의 최강자 타이틀을 달기에는 충분하다고 생각을 하고 있고요. 이제
I can't think of one person that's going to qualify for this. Really, Sinus. Sinus? Yeah.
That's an automatic
guild,
buy.
구분하지 않고 진행하는 것으로 좀 결정을
He's
했습니다.
very strong already.
Yeah. I don't think this should be too much of an issue for our console adventurers. I know that a lot of people are sitting on way too much gear, so now you'll have a chance to flaunt it and qualify for this master tournament.
As you said right here, the 5% gear per score per class. Of course, they're trying to be flexible with this. So depending on how they see the reception for it, they may make some adjustments here and there just to make sure that everyone can actually have a chance to actually play the event too. They're doing it.
So we have a quick video here. So
look at that.
Now it's been revealed that a lot of people have been chiming in about looking for different types of mounts in Black Desert. As you can see here, there was a warrior sitting on top of this griffin. So we would like to share that this mount is going to be the newest addition to the game. And you might be wondering how you obtain this griffin mount. So Ash, why don't you share some of the details of it?
Well, this griffin mount, for those who do brave the challenge and become the master of the master class tournament, you will get this mount for a 1-year use.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's going to be other things you get from this tournament as well too, but Jisek님 and Onsu님 go over that.
Yeah, like Jesuk says, there are going to be additional rewards, special titles.
우승하신 분들은 저희가 이렇게 오프라인 연회 같은 거 진행을 할 때
Oh.
별도로 초청도 진행을
Ooh.
And a special ticket to the next ball.
Next ball, like
That might be
paid?
the
Oh my goodness.
30분이 왕관수.
that might be the
Invitations to
grand
the
prize
next
right there.
one.
That's very nice.
Yeah. A straight flight to Korea or wherever the balls to be held at. You never know. It could be held in Japan. It could be held in France. You never know.
Yeah.
Even here in LA.
Yeah, they bring it back. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Something really interesting about the Griffin mount too is like you might think that it might just be like a glorified Argonaut, right? Look at the flying capability, especially with the tier 10 Argonaut. Like some of the flying is pretty insane with how much space you can clear with the flying ability. But it seems like there's a lot more verticality baked into the Griffin's movement. As you can see, the warrior was kind of doing a nosedive straight down.
Yeah.
I assume that there are probably going to be a lot more functionality and ways that you can manipulate the movement in the sky. Maybe it has like a ability that shoots straight up, because right now with the Argonaut you do have just like the store ability that you can then propel yourself forward with the flight. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how this mount is implemented, and I hope we do see more different types of mounts in the game as well. I know that a lot of adventurers do want to see the, I believe it was the Ahib Sullen Wolf or something like that. It's the one in Odraxia. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah, I've seen the big ones, yeah.
Yeah. And some of the adventurers out there also want to ride the bear that's in Odraxia as well, the really big chunky guy.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the start of a lot more of these cool mounts that we can bring for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, and again, like everything that you're seeing here today is going to be coming to console. I mean, even the tournament 2 will be coming to console. So I know see some people in the chat worried about it. No, it's definitely coming to console. Just right now we don't have a clear date for you at the moment, but because we're working towards Ulikita and our Deadeye content coming out in July 10th, and then other content that we're trying to catch up with PC right now.
Yeah, we're going to be working on really getting all that stuff that we've been missing out on caught up for console. Once that's ready to go, of course, we're going to be pushing forward with some of the new stuff that's been announced today. So, you know, we're praying for a stable launch for all these contents, and we'll just be, you know, pushing things out as soon as possible.
Exactly. We have a client patch for some of the stability issues going out just right now, actually. Yeah, 2 hours ago, some coming out there. So definitely try it out here. We have more news here.
And yeah, the MC is just really quickly jabbing Jesuk and Wansu about some of the seasonal content that we are sorely missing in Black Desert since the past few updates, and especially for us on console as well. You know.
As you can see, that was a new outfit. Summer Getaway, I believe that's the name of it.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
It looks interesting, very modern-esque.
Yeah, I feel like every time we have one of these new like summer outfits, it always becomes like a super hot item for players to go after. So I remember when Coco, the Coco outfit was around. That's like one of the top outfits that a lot of the female classes like rocking, especially with the Sunday hat and everything like that. It looks really cool. This also looks wonderful as well. I love some of the detail on you know, the jacket that she has there. It looks really nice. Yeah, and you know, with a lot of our more recent outfits, it seems like the customization with you know, which parts you choose to, you know, have on or off are there for you. As you can see here, the guy's just, you know, rocking the jean shorts, and he probably has like a hidden cape feature to hide the top, so you can have more of that summer feel with some of these outfits. Yeah, it looks wonderful.
It looks really nice here. Like I said, more modern-esque outfits.
Yeah. So for fans of the more casual fits, we definitely have you covered with some more of these awesome designs.
There's another video too here. We'll take a look at the video coming up here. Alright, as you see there, that was the other outfit called Ocean Spray.
Yeah.
Some rash guard themes, some ball caps, goggles, and duck pins, Crocs, etc. for the shy.
But they got Crocs too.
Yeah, they have Crocs, man. It's time. You gotta be comfortable, you know? You walk on the beach, in the sand. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, we have official Black Desert Crocs in the game now.
So you're probably wondering, this outfit, when does it come in a console? With most of the content we've seen today here, we still have other content to bring to the game. So and we're also catching up on outfits that we haven't released yet that have been on PC that we haven't seen before, from like the Snowwear, from even the recent I forgot the name of it, the Frosh outfit.
So we have the is this Soul Frosh or Feeling Frosh? Feeling Frosh.
Feeling Frosh, yeah.
We have the Noonbara that is yet to come yet. So we're going to be pumping out these outfits ASAP. And yeah, once we get caught up, we'll definitely get this one as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a little like, I'm still shell shocked about hearing about Black Desert Crocs, man. we got Crocs in Black Desert before GTA 6, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we all know you have like your preferred outfit, so don't worry about that. It'll definitely make its way as well as other content we've shown here today. So keep a lookout for it. Online notices from Photoshop to our update patch notes.
사람마다 좀 취향이 있는데 래시가도 좋아하시는 분들도 많을 것 같다라는 좀 생각이 듭니다. 예, 여러분 열심히 응원해 주시면 더 많이 만들어내지 않겠습니까? 박수 한번 주시죠. 네.
네, 감사합니다. 이번 바캉스는 바로 다음 주 7월 2일부터 구입하실 수 있고요. 물보라는 7월 30일부터 구매할 수 있는 거 참고 부탁드립니다.
Yeah, so just introducing some of the release dates for global versions. Of course, as we mentioned, we will get these out for console adventures at an appropriate time.
Oh yes.
Hopefully before summer's out, so everyone can rock these cool fits.
Yeah, check our notes here and see where that comes on there. But
yeah.
코데인의 석실에서부터 시작해서 에다니아까지 정말 많이 꾹꾹 눌러 담은 소식 너무너무 감사합니다. 예, 그러면 먼저 오늘의 소식들을 정리해서 한번 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, so we're really quickly just going to go over the recap of everything that's been announced today from Jessup and want to just a whole plethora of things for the Heidel Ball this time, from quality of life things for your beginner adventures to veteran adventures, whether it be new UI menus, UI improvements, or just having more functionality
more
with
guidance.
yeah, exactly, some guidance for new adventures as well. Just cleaning up a lot of the UI, and yeah, there's also some really cool new content coming out, of course, with Edania being the centerpiece. We definitely want to see that soon. The mythical horse combination thing is definitely cool.
That's so cool, honestly.
Yeah, I like that.
The water to boosting, it's amazing. Can't wait to see that.
알겠습니다. 완수님. 그런데 이런 발표한
Definitely looking towards the Edania, like area. That dark bottom is amazing. I like that right there.
Yeah, so I think this is the part of the show that we've been waiting for. This is where Big W wants to bestows some nice announcements. May or may not be gifts for everyone.
It's time for a gift. We have in store for us here.
이번에도 선물을 준비했는데 이번에도 죄송하게도 작년이 10주년이었잖아요.
네네.
그때만큼 뭔가 새로운 보상은 이번에 준비를 못했어요.
되게 솔직하네요. 이런 걸 되게 솔직하게. 네.
네, 그래서 이번에는 좀 반대로 양으로 좀 승부를 했는데요. 네.
양으로. 네. 아까 뭔가 유니크한 독특함보다는
Variety of these items. Ooh, do tell. What do you have for us today?
Let's see what they have in store for all our adventures.
집중해 주시기 바랍니다. 한 판에 보여드립니다.
One quick reveal for everything. Jeez.
Wow.
일단 뭐 가모스의 심장 아까 얘기하셨었고 크로성 만 개.
Okay, so as you can see with our coupon for the Heidel Ball, the journey begins. You'll be getting 10,000 crons. 10,000 crons,
Wow.
a 300 stack, 250 stack, and of course you can have a big coupon without those weapon
weapon
exchange coupons.
and don't forget the 3J's hammer. But also there's a coupon on the left side we see there that has the choosing your Karazad or Sovereign weapon. We'll be getting the Karazad hammer instead of Sovereign because we don't have Sovereign.
We'll have like a little bit of a different coupon for console specifically.
Yes.
It'll be 2 hammers for Karazad accessories.
Yes.
As you can see on the far left-hand side. Of course, 3J hammers, awesome for pushing your Vanguard armors, or maybe you're trying to make that last pen Black Star to get ready for Sovereign.
Wait, hold on a second. It's not 3 hammers. There are 6 hammers.
6 hammers total?
There's 6 hammers total. Well, Karazad wise, we're not counting that right now. That Karazad is 7 total. That's a lot. That's amazing right there. And on top of that, we get some outfits as well.
Yeah.
These are going to be a different outfit box from the PC version because there's a different outfit.
Some of the outfits are selected differently, but it should be nice. I love getting these type of outfit boxes. I'm a little bit of a hoarder myself since I always feel like I'm going to be playing a different class. So having more of these gives me a flexibility to, open them on more classes. So that's really awesome.
Wow, 7 hammers is like, to me,
7 hammers is definitely huge.
I am hitting, pen, obliterating, falling guard.
Right after the stream.
I'm going. You're going to see it right now. Well, you won't know.
Yeah,
but
keep your eyes out. Don't turn off the notifications in the game yet.
Wait a minute.
Wait until you see GM match successfully hit.
Rigged. It's rigged. I knew it. GM's 300% RNG for enhancing. No.
네, 일단 오늘도 일단 긴 시간 동안
This is an amazing. Amazing.
Great awards. Awesome.
완수님도 얘기했지만 저희가 되게 준비를 많이 한다고 했는데 분명히 기분이 좋으신 소식.
And yeah, so Jisuck is just thanking all the adventurers for coming this far with Black Desert and being so patient with our development team. We want to see the best for this game because we all love Black Desert. We want to see a better future going forth. We've come such a far way, and this is true for console as well. Especially with our most recent native gen update. It's a pretty big milestone for our platform. Looks like Wansu?
What was that?
Does he have one last announcement for everyone?
이거 뭐 없던 거잖아요.
만개 드리겠습니다. 또 에다니아가 또 새로 나가고 또 여러 가지로 쓰일 곳이 필요하다고 생각을 하는데.
Okay, so a lot of these rewards will be provided via coupon after the stream is concluded. So don't worry.
Wait a second.
없던 얘기예요. 아예 저희 리허설 때도 없던 얘기인데 완수님이 크론석 만개를 우리 모험가 여러분들께 감사의 선물로 쏘겠다고 합니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 예.
Oh wow.
진짜 완수예요.
It's got a bit of a little surprise for us here. I'm not really feeling on this right here. What's going on?
This is off script.
Yeah, it's
Wansu with the surprises.
이제 진짜로 마무리를 지어야 될 시간입니다. 오늘 공개된 다양한
what's going on here?
그리고
Is there more? Is that it?
I thought that was it. Yeah.
그리고 마스터 클래스에 대한 이야기도 들어봤습니다. 여러분들은 어떤 이야기가 가장 인상 깊었는지 나중에 좀 피드백을 해주시면 이 두 분이 많은 직원들과 함께 끊임없이 여러분들의 의견을 수렴하고 있다는 점은 꼭 좀 알아주셨으면 좋겠고 이후에도 여러분들의 의견이 반영될 수 있도록 최선을 다한다는 약속을 꼭 드리도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, so
it's definitely 10k extra constone, so for a total of 20k constone.
Dang, okay, so it looks like our boy Wansu here slipped in an extra bag or truckload of cronstones for everyone.
So we got 20k
20,000 cronstones and 7 hammers.
7 hammers.
2 new fits.
Yeah, 2 new fits as
A
well.
300 stack.
Weapon exchange coupon for those who want to change the new weapons out.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things going on here.
Yeah. And again, we want to thank everyone for coming through to enjoy the ball with us.
Oh yes, thank you guys.
Yeah, it's been fun, and a lot of these, a lot of these announcements have been really exciting. Of course, for console, it might not be the best feeling that we have to wait a little bit longer than what was shown on the screen for a lot of the contents. But of course, we would like to express our far. I know it's not easy with a lot of some of the rockier parts of our time together, but of course we are working our hardest to make sure that everything that is given to you guys in our community is the best of our ability to ensure that the experience for everyone is the best that we can provide, and that does not change with our new version update. Of course, as mentioned earlier by Ash, we did have a little bit of a hiccup with our new native version launch, especially with the PlayStation platform incurring a lot of I would say graphical and performance issues with the launch. We want to make sure that everyone knows that we are taking the situation seriously. We have identified the root cause of this, so we have already shipped out our first client patch just a few hours ago. So if you haven't gotten that yet on PlayStation, please do download that. It should address some of the stuttering issues that are happening right now. But of course, we're not going to start working on it until all of those issues have been solved for everyone, so that everyone can enjoy the game at the top performance possible. And you have anything else to add, Ash?
Like you said, the client patch is out, so definitely update when you have a chance to. We hope that it's going to address some of the issues here, even some of the FPS issues. There still will probably be a bit going on there for PlayStation right now, but bear with us. We're still trying to work through the rest of the issue right now and get that fixed for you guys as soon as possible. All I can say is that the future right here is bright for us. We have new next gen. We have more content we can add to the game at a faster pace. Like I said, July 10th is going to be our first kind of major content drop. Ulukida, Deadeye, Kabatas, Black Master Crystals all over the place. It's going to be what we're going to be looking forward to. Then afterwards, we're going to kind of look and see what we should be adding next here. Got an idea, of course, what we're going to be doing, but we got to be let around that time period right there what's going to be coming next for console.
Of course, we'll keep you guys all in the loop, and I know that it might seem like console wasn't really mentioned at all in the ball, but of course, all of these updates are universal for all the platforms that are Black Desert. The timing might be a little bit different on some of the release dates, but we will try our best to get things out as soon as possible for everyone. And I hope everyone has a great night, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. Because
more early morning for us, I would say.
So with that, I want to thank everyone again for joining us on the stream, and have a good one.
Thank you guys. I am GM Ash.
And I'm CM Vaha.
Have a good one, guys.